Here we go, guys. Welcome. It's the Geekly Academy. We got E-Girls up against Rile here. We're going to see what we have. Dude, I don't know what it is, but I just feel like I am so excited to watch Guilty Gear. So I'm very privileged I got this bracket going on today. Gonna see what Rile and E-Girls have. Dude, they both have an idea of the first hit they want to get, you see? That's why we're being very fishy here in the full screen. Just, you know, go for our button, dash back. Looks like we're gonna get the first break on the side of Rile against E-Girls. Getting that first round. So E-Girl's definitely very patient there. Ooh, going for the Buster after? For that DP input. Maybe we're going to see if Rile's going to come in. Or maybe we're just going for the combo, right? Maybe that's just the combo route. Held that Unholy Diver so it went right over your head. Now, that was a good angle one right there. Rile covering a lot of options with that angle down. E-Girls doesn't really get the, like, air dash out, press button. You can really only neutral jump there. Dodge, and then try to go for a whiff punish or something afterwards. How's the chat living? We got Kamikaze, Sorrel. How you living? Maybe some distance back with that burst. Oh, that was really good from Rile using that PRC right there, because E-Girls could have easily ran up 6P'd, already had the 50 tension to turn that into a red RC combo. Still looking good, though. Got you in the corner. Blocking low. I would take note of that. Unironically, we just watched Rile hold down back for that long. They are very confident that they're going to react to that overhead, or they just know they don't have to look for it. So we got to see if E-Girls is going to make that adaptation, start going for that special cancel over. Well, actually, never mind. To be fair, we went for it right there. Excuse me. Yeah, excuse me. Okay, I'm looking at the replay back, and I mean, we were representing it there. But Rile had some good defense. Hey, Rile did the block. Was ready right after. So we'll see. So are you talking to me? How I've been? Got 3 tournaments I run? I guess it's 3. Yeah, I guess the offline, the open, in the academy. If you count the redemption bracket, is that 4? Here we go. Good jump in right there from E-Girls. Getting that burst away from Rile. And I like what Rile just showed you right there. Did the one Arbiter Beast to get E-Girls feeling like, hey, I have to run up and run in. And Rile was already checking with the 2K, right? So didn't get over committal to a projectile at that point. Was already ready to check the approach, which was smart. Getting that install for the Oki. The Starburst, I'd like to call it. Overhead connects, but that wasn't the big one, right? You want that blue one to try to get that follow-up after, get that Okazeme. Or use that tension to try to break the wall with it. Okay, here we go. Those overheads are looking good. E-Girls showing a lot more of them. Rile did have that nice block in the replay I showed a moment ago when we won the game. But right here, we're doing pretty well. Weaving in those overheads, Rile. Checked you earlier with that 2K. This time, just checked you with the 5P, just the standard button press, because E-Girls, of course, playing that Unika wants to go for those dash cancels on those far slashes. So Rile can instead check you with some of those quick buttons that, you know, Tesla doesn't have the craziest, fastest buttons, but they're good enough at that exact usage. So Rile gets rewarded for it. Sorrel said, take care. Oh, yeah, dude, that's a lot. Take care of yourself. it's like, oh, I feel so bad for you. You won 3. Oh, please take care of yourself. I know what you meant. I'm just kidding. Trying to keep that Oki going after the burst, but Rile was ready with that reversal super. This has been a really good round, man. Rile getting the better end of the stick on that wall spot, able to get the wall break with the Unholy Diver, which is always great, right? Because then you get the sting right after. Good job jumping the low Arbiter. Starts picking you apart. That one fireball, unfortunately, connecting was really bad, right? Because, of course, it was calming down that momentum that E-Girls was getting there at the end. But also, it put us in a range where we literally had to FD everything from that point on, right? Like, this is a decent amount of HP, but then you take that one fireball, now you're down to a sliver. You're just worried about the FD on every situation. Rile's able to get the tick throw and go up to game 2. So, I mean, this is really high-level play that we're seeing, facilitated by both players, to be clear. Like E-Girls has to be ready to show that FD for Rile to be able to get that tick throw in the first place, to be so early in the beginner bracket. So great stuff. The winner of this match actually has to go up against Scary Larry, who is one of the favorites to win. So if you're winning this one and you do well against Scary Larry, you got a good shot getting that top 8. E-Girls trying to get another run up. Rile possibly going for the delay tech, instead gets that back throw, and that's one of the strong things about representing delay tech. Of course, it keeps yourself safe, but then sometimes you get that back throw. So a good strategy to use against people trying to dash block on you, or dash cancel, I should say. Nice stuff there. Rile's going to break the wall. I think that actually kills too. Going to be able to secure this set point potentially. E-Girls, I was down to the last round in that last game. Wouldn't be surprised if we did at least that here. Good job dancing around the succubi. Rile waits for a good spot to show that burst. Not afraid to take a little bit of damage. Waits until it's not jump cancelable and then throws out that defensive mechanic. And we're just scrapping here in the mid screen, right? Rile showing you that testament. More than just projectiles. Unfortunately, couldn't get that follow-up after. Went for the PRC on the Arbiter, but was too early and actually canceled it. But we do get a burst bait here on that stain pop. Rile doesn't have enough to kill, but we had that stain applied. Waiting to see if E-Girls is going to press a button, but all that waiting, we got to throw in for ourselves. E-Girls has a lot of tension here. We could potentially kill. Rile wasn't afraid to do that reversal super earlier, but we didn't even get a chance to see it come out because it was going to be that jump back JH that ends the round. Awesome game from both those players. Rile Pigeon Grand General. That's a cool name. Oh, that's Rile. What's going on? GG's. Guys, we're on our next match. It's dizzyangelboy up against MintChipp. dizzyangelboy, they've been coming on this Goldlewis for a minute now. They've been coming in on this Gold. They've been playing Goldlewis for a minute now here in the Cheekly Academy. MintChipp, she's coming in on the Chipp. I don't think I've seen MintChipp in the Academy before, but we're going to be playing this Chipp today, man. MintChipp, I love the name, by the way, Mint. Hell of a name. I see what you did there. Great stuff. And awesome converting that Alpha Blade into a couple of 5Ks, getting as much damage off that as you could. But Dizzy, capitalizing on that drone connection, already had the tension built up, can just cash out, and that's a lot of damage. That's the thing about this matchup, right? Chipp, Death of 1,000 Cuts, can mix you over and over. You're a big body. You're going to be more susceptible to some of these other situations that Chipp can put you in. But if you do get hit, especially against Goldlewis, it's going to be a bad time. I mean, look at it. That was a 2-touch, right? Or I guess technically 3-touch, but in the replay, that is. That overhead connecting lines up the 5K after. dizzyangelboy getting that first game. See MintChipp coming in on the Chipp. Were you guys surprised? Hopefully not. Oh, the overhead gets weaved in. Dizzy was going to keep that damage going, but MintChipp gets a nice jump in JS. dizzyangelboy seeing that counter hit says, I want to try to get some distance back away. Spends the burst, but Chipp is on top of you right now. Mint giving you with that OTG Alpha Blade, lets you get some Oki after. Dizzy with a really well-timed back throw, though. Pretty keen noticing that MintChipp was a little too high on that jump in. Capitalizes with that 4D. Gets the back throw, gets the follow-up after. dizzyangelboy, 100 tension, didn't even need it. The Alpha Blade's looking pretty good out here. With that tension, you can convert them to a bit of damage. Trying to get another one established, but dizzyangelboy saying, hey, look, okay, I'm getting kind of cheeked down a bit by these Alpha Blades, but I'm ready. I got the 2P. I can jab back, and you got to do that against Chipp. Even these characters with the slow buttons, you've got to be willing to press the fastest ones you got. Just like we saw in that last set, in fact, when you were watching that Testament play. But this time, it's MintChipp going for the Hail Mary Super. Dizzy wasn't ready for the punish after. So Mint keeps it going. Even though you're not visibly on the screen with that Alpha Blade, you are still susceptible. So Dizzy with that reversal super in the gap gets rewarded and gets that game 2. All right, guys, we got a game 3 on our hands. Every set has at least that game 3. Adding your next players on Discord. And we're all set up. We're going to finish this last match where Chipp's got the momentum. Mint's got you crossed up, staying on the same side. Dizzy wasn't expecting it. Good block there on that meaty full charge dust. Mint was about to lay some disrespect down, but Dizzy was ready for it. Oh, good blocks right here from Dizzy in general. Oh my god, dude, Dizzy with some crazy defense. Mint finally does get a hit here. Blocks the Alpha Blade on the other side. So Dizzy with some good defense. We're still getting chalked down though. Chipp had a really good start there. We spent that gold burst to try to fight back. Does the super, but it may be on the wrong side. Yeah. Keeps the PRC to make it safe. Mint only needs one more hit. Is trying to get it with that Alpha Blade, but the counter hit confirm on the 2S. Dizzy wanted to keep that first combo going. Was able to get a second one though, and is rewarded with the round. Awesome round right there from both those players. Mint is chipping you away, no pun intended, dealing so much damage going to each side. Dizzy is upgrading that defense mid-set, right? The shit we're getting hit with in the first game, we are not getting hit with now, and then was still able to come back. Mint trying to get something started here. Dizzy getting put back in that blender. This time it was going to be that command throw. The red RC tries to keep the combo going a little bit longer. Dizzy has the burst. I wouldn't be surprised if they use it. I don't know, man. No, very wisely holds on to it. Okay, good stuff, Dizzy. Very wisely holds on to it. Wouldn't have been a great job, a great time to use it, right? So Dizzy saying, hold on, yeah, I got mixed. You got it. Good job. Mint is turning it on right now, right? Look how fast you're moving around the screen. Yeah, Dizzy isn't getting picked up back and forth like through like a rope combo or something, but we are getting our shit mixed up with just simple shit, right? Alpha Blade with the throws, getting out of that corner that's so sticky. Goldlewis has a hard time trying to keep you down when you're just holding up like that. You got that triple jump from the Chipp, and you got the burst to keep yourself safe. Repeat situation, goes for the Hail Mary super, blocked again. Dizzy this time ready with the punish. Gonna move on, but man, that last game came alive. I like that last one. Here we go, guys. We're moving through this Academy bracket. We're moving on to your winners round 2, where you got HariTime up against Casper. Casper is a new addition to the Academy. I think this is Casper's first time playing, but they're going to be playing after 3-0ing Hobo Dessert up against HariTime. HariTime previously getting very far in Academy, maybe even in Grand Finals before, if I'm not mistaken. Multiple time top 8er. Going to try to do so again, but you're going to have to get through Casper first. The BRC slows things down. We see the close slash counter hit opportunity, but Casper was ready on the back throw, saying you got to keep your meaties true. Look at all that tension, man. We can't die without spending it, but that's exactly what's going to happen. Good confirmed there from HariTime to close it out. If you dropped that one, or if you didn't have a way to get that kill there, you were in a bad spot. Casper with 100 meter. If you got that RTL combo that breaks the wall after, I don't know, you're gonna be in a bad time. HariTime getting a little crazy there, trying to keep the pressure going post wall break, despite not having that hard knockdown. Casper gets that counter hit that starts off this whole situation, but just a replay from the very first round, right? 2+, goes for the throw. BRC sees it, and then we get that close slash after. Wanted to keep the combo going. You saw the gears turning in HariTime's head. Still keeps the corner pressure, and the overhead on the record connects. HariTime gets that game 1. I was seeing some cool stuff there from Casper. Needed to get that Elphelt off of us so we can start to play it a little bit more. But HariTime definitely very... I mean, HariTime forcing that game plan in the most respectful way I can say it, right? And that's what Elphelt does. Elphelt's going to try to... Like the best Elphelts, the ones I have the most trouble with, are the ones that are going to be smothering you, going to be forcing you into their game plan over and over again, making you guess where the gaps are. Of course, because there are gaps. Casper does have that DP. And what's going on, y'all? If I may ask, do these Academy have a minimum skill requirement? So, not a minimum, Kiyomi. There isn't a minimum, but there is a maximum. And maybe that's what you meant. But to be clear, if you're under 25,000 RP in Guilty Gear Strive in the ranked mode, that is a little bit in between plat, then you can qualify. If you've already played in one before, then you're grandfathered in. That means like I don't look at your score, you're already in. Unless, of course, you're way higher now. If you're under 25,000 RP. So if you're watching the VOD, those are the current rules, at least. If you're ever interested, look on start.gg/GQuee Academy to learn more. Lori and Quill, other way around. Oh, you were just talking about, okay. Okay, got it. Okay, sick. Bezos knows. I think I qualify. Gee, you probably got a character that you're bad enough on to where you could come in. You probably got one. Gee, who's your worst character? For me, probably Axel. Oh my god, guys, this round is so close, by the way. I just talked over 60 seconds of carnage. That was a whole minute. In Tekken 8, that would have went to a buzzer beater, bro. That was 60 seconds of carnage. Casper is the one who gets that round finally at the end. HariTime, of course, has the game lead. G-Kins, what's going on? And thank you for that sub, by the way. I don't know when you subbed, but you got a badge, so thanks for that one. Probably like Oscar or HC. Oscar also, I'd be probably pretty bad at. I would make it work, though, because he's so cute, and I love him. Here we go. Casper breaking the wall with a 6B. Saying, that's right, I should be using this button more. I'll use it for the wall break. HariTime did a lot of damage right there, but maybe there could have been a button that actually would have broken the wall instead of the Rekka to actually get the kill there. Of course, you're really close, right? Just a couple more fireballs on even Chipp would have done it, but hit even as well. HariTime evens up the rounds. Fortune whipping that 2H. Casper's going to get a big punish after, and HariTime just holding that W key, right? And you see Elphelt start to fall to this a little bit, right? When you see that jump back fireball, just trying to see if Casper's going to make that mistake, get chipped down a little bit. You get people feeling antsy, right? They feel like they have to start running at this Elphelt, and that's when HariTime's going to catch you with some of these stray buttons. Trying to go for a Hail Mary Pine Berry. Didn't mean the rhyme there. Casper, no, unfortunately. 2+ again, and that throw whiffs. We got to look at the replays and see what's going on there. Like, what? Like, maybe there's another setup where we're familiar with trying to get the throw there after, but for some reason this one we are 2+. Uses that red RC to ensure that we get the game, and it wasn't the flashiest one, but it was what we needed, right? The combo was ending there. Use that red RC to get actionable again. Actually gets the wall splat from the momentum, which was kind of nuts. Right? Hold on. Right? If that red RC connected and HariTime was thrown up in the air, is there a chance that doesn't kill? Right? Like, do we can we actually have enough gravity to still wall splat there, or would HariTime have like tumbled? I don't know. Weird round. Casper getting 6 there on that round start. HariTime doing that jump back, trying to get Casper holding that forward key, right, and it pays off. HariTime was already ready with that bar slash after. And then that 2H, of course, is pretty good forward advancing normal. Trying to see if we can't catch Casper on that run up. Uses the YRC, says, I don't want to try to play your game back if you're going to overhead and you're going to go for these stamina cancels. I just want to get that distance back with that YRC. Now Casper is going to deal this damage back. Unfortunately, doesn't get the Tyrant Barrel follow-up, and the throw whiff again. So unfortunate, man. You got to give the credit back to HariTime at this point. Has found a nice spot to try to fight out of Casper's pressure, and it's been really adding up. HariTime going to cash out with the super. Not going to be close enough to break the wall, but decent damage. blocking that overhead deflect shield to get some distance back. Casper using that defensive mechanic really wisely. Got another chance to fight out of the corner, but HariTime then got a second chance, got their breath back, put you in the guess for game, hit you with the wrecker. 6 Ps on the round start. HariTime very aggressive with those. Casper gonna have to start showing some lows there. It's maybe a 2K or 2B round start. Try to call out that 6P from HariTime. And those are some slow air dashes. Casper doing that jump, delay, air dash. HariTime, we got to see if we catch on. Start representing that 6P a bit. JD's going to get the wall break. And that's, you know, not the most craziest norm to get that wall break with, but I get it, right? You're representing that multi-hit. You're trying to get in on them. Casper got the burst just in time and has the 50 tension after too. But HariTime gets the hit, gets the far slash, was ready to convert right after as well. But didn't need too many to close out that game 3. All right, guys. Losers bracket was a little messed up there for a second, but I think we fixed it just in time. Thank you, players, for pointing out that. So it should be good now. Hopefully everybody's having fun in the bracket. And we'll see. And our next match after this one, oh, the next one's going to be fun, too. I won't spoil it, though. I won't spoil it. I will add them. I will let them know in the Discord that we may be ready for them in a moment. So let me just do that if you guys don't mind. Add them in, let them know. Hey, by the way, go to Unika. And I'm hearing the sounds here. I'm hearing those fireballs. HariTime doing that jump back. Casper showing that DP. I think we could be showing a lot more of these DPs. We got to be a little more belligerent with it against HariTime, who is willing to show you those gaps in the 2H in the Rekka in general. Hey, just start churning on that DP a bit. See if HariTime is ready to try to bait it out. This time going for a super. I see Casper is in the run-up animation, but was able to dash block in time. Red RC to line up the combo. Didn't have the stamina to get the follow-up after the DP, so we couldn't close out that combo route with a wall break. HariTime says, I'm never minus if I got 6P. Casper still able to finish their food, still able to get around here. Burst coming out. HariTime doesn't have that defensive mechanic anymore. And using that BRC there, we are all tapped on meter. We got to win with the fundies. Casper has the stamina built up and that 50 tension to try to force our way in. I love that layer. HariTime getting you with the throw. Casper trying to press a button on the wake up. HariTime ready with a counter hit. Now with 50 tension in our back pocket, one more hit into mix could be all we need. Casper sending it all on the RTL. Fights out on the hit on block. HariTime not having to guess there, was ready to just get a simple punish. Great stuff, and that puts us on set point. Got a lot of HariTime fans in the chat, but I gotta say, Casper, and I think, sorry if I'm wrong, their first academy, at least I've been paying attention to them on stream, they are playing awesome right now. HariTime gonna get that burst away with that 6H route. Casper trying to get out of this corner, but too quickly gets counter hit again. HariTime gets you on that wall splat. I didn't even know what side we were going to be on. Looked like it was the same side in the end of things. Sends it on the raw step, but HariTime already fighting back. Gets a perfect. Going to be moving on today. Here we go, guys. We have the Angel VHS going to be playing up against Robin. Robin, I think, let me double check. Has Robin gotten that top 8 before? Nope. Robin has never gotten that top 8 before, and neither is Angel. We're going to see who's going to make it onto that qualifier to try to get that top 8. Why does that matter? It gets you an invite to the Clash Reunion, our intermediate invitational. Robin, good stuff, trying to use that Tatsu super. Said, hey, I'm never minus. Angel just wanted to press that 2S back, but that Giovanna wasn't going to let you. Counter hitting with the 5H. Both of these characters like pressing that 5H on round start to get a really big counter hit to start things off. But that was a really cool usage of the stat dash close slash there from Robin. Able to block that point blank projectile and then get the follow up after. Angel I'm gonna keep it a buck, man. Robin has just been on top of us like crazy. And Angel trying to do what we can to get this Giovanna to respect us a little bit. Showing that super, showing that the flex shield a moment ago. The flex shield again to get some distance and keeping Robin down with that projectile. Pressing that 2P on the other side. Catches Robin being a little overzealous here. Now Robin does have 100 tension. Very definitely going to see super PRC. No, it was going to be that jump plus on block super. Getting the counter hit with the dog kick. Robin very close, almost not getting away with that 2-rounder. Angel really came alive there in that first game at the very end. And then at this point, it was down to whoever got the next hit, right? But it was going to be that counter hit on the dog kick. Angel showing you that delay press 2P, and it's been pretty strong. So Robin possibly seeing that, saying, hey, look, Angel is willing to press that 2P on me in these scramble spots. I mean, that's a natural frame trap. You go into that empowered dog kick. I think you get a combo after now. I'm not sure. I'm not a Geo player. You're going to have to correct me.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Versus Rival. Here we go. Versus Rival. Wait, Angel and Robin? Who's Oomph and who's Rival? We'll see. We'll see. And how's the chat doing? Soundblazer's in here. Sound may be on stream later. I can hear your messages by the keys you're typing. Oh, okay. All right. You scared me. Thought you could hear my Discord. Good lows here, man. Angel just brawling with you here in the corner. Robin doesn't get a chance to spend that tension. And Angel just keeping it simple with the slash normals, right? We had more on the back pocket there. If Robin did do like a wake up super or something tricky with YRC possibly, Angel still had that tension to fight with. So we were looking pretty good. You got a lot of mileage in that first round. There you go. Angel taking that turn back after blocking out that dog kick. This time not pressing that 2P in a barre. Instead, just a little more patient with it. Robin has so much resource to use here on the other side of the screen. It's just that HP has gotten so low. The blue burst gets you another chance here. And even though the super disconnects, doesn't, or whiffs rather, you're able to get the follow-up. Robin looking good here and then gets the round. Now, we did have to spend that burst. Angel's in a really good spot in terms of the burst advantage. We'll have to see how much it really pays off in the very end, right? Nice link on that counter hit combo. You saw Angel getting that link with the 2S. Cool combo. Turn is up. Robin fights back. Gets that counter hit 2P and is running Angel down the screen. Angel feeling that pressure, starts showing these fireballs a bit, trying to keep Robin off of you and layering up which ones we're doing, right? Between the Starburst, the empowered one, and not. YRC to give you some distance back. And dude, wow, Unika actually has a pretty good YRC, huh? Getting you with that 2S. I wonder if you can jump that. Robin taking a lot of damage, has that tension to fight with, and will have a chance to spend it along with this burst. We built that burst back up entirely. Couldn't connect with that super in the air, but at least we were able to dodge those JDs from Angel, which at this point could kill you through Chipp. We had that Tatsu super through, and it actually kills. Oh my God. What an insane comeback round there from Robin, dude. Oh my Lord. Man, some really cool interactions there. Using that air super quite a lot to the best of its ability from what it seems. Okay, y'all. Duel 1, let's rock. We're here in game 3. And we're using these H normals here against Robin, trying to get a nice counter hit into a string after. Don't get that quite yet. In fact, Robin gets a couple of those quick hits in the beginning. Both players have spent that burst, but the counter hit goes to Robin here. Gets a couple. Angel feeling that pressure in the corner. The dog kicks have been powerful. It's going to be the 5D Oki Red RC to get the string after. Angel not in a great spot. Has that little bit of HP, but it's a resource, so to speak, right? It only matters once it's 0. Robin with so much tension in this side of the screen. Pretty respectful. You never see that Tatsu Super PRC from Robin. I like that 5P anti-air from Angel a second ago. Robin gets a chance to play with that YRC. Backdashes all the way through 5H. Yeah, feeling the pressure. I see the burst come out. And Robin had to line up that approach, right? Instead of just air dashing right in, Angel would have gotten you with the JD, but no, it was dash, then jump air dash. Robin lining it up perfectly to fight against this Unika and is on set point for it. Whoa, that was a deep counter hit from Angel, showing you some of those next layer setups from Unika, whether it's going to be that same side or the cross up with that jump in. We're looking good here in this round. Angel rewarded with the wall break. Needs one more pixel to close it out. Robin going to fight with some tension here, but it's the quick jump normal. I think that was either JP or JK from Angel. Point is that it was faster than Robin's, and at that point we only needed one more hit to close it out. So good choice there. Robin, of course, still is on set point and wants to move on here. Gonna at my next players to let them know that we're good to go. But guys, this one could be going on for a minute now. Angel, if we can get a good hit to spend that tension, but it's going to be Robin jumping in and using that super for the hard knockdown. Angel with the resources on the other side. You have the reversal super, you have the DP, you have the YRC, which Angel feels really good at representing. Likes pressing that 2S after, but this time goes for the projectile. You got to give that turn up, but Robin with a lot of respect there on Angel's stun dipper on the DP after, actually was willing to give Angel another turn. 100 tension, that means any hit could be death. The bait, the burst, Robin does it. And man, those rounds kept going down to the wire. I wish I got to see more games, but Robin's going to be moving on after winning 3. Here we go, guys. It's Soundblazer up against DubKun. DubKun played in the Geekly Academy way back. Actually, I'm not entirely sure how way back it was, DubKun. You're going to have to tell me. They're coming in again in Season 3 of the Academy to try to get top 8 in the Geekly Academy 24. And it's going to be fighting up against Soundblazer, top 8er as of late. Soundblazer also a old-time Academy player. So definitely want to see these players do their best, try to move on to those open bracket scenes. After upgrading so much, definitely very strong competition, and it's going to get strong as you get to these top 8 qualifiers. But Soundblazer going to have that tension lined up, all that blood to cash out for the damage as well. Gets the first round, but DubKun was coming to live, showing off some cool things. And yeah, C-Word pointing it out in the chat. The color 10s, I think it is, looks so good on these characters, like already, but then to see them side by side, this is fire, man. The color 10s look so good. We got the MCR out here of Guilty Gear. YRC getting you a bit of distance, but I like that hop kick from downtown. Soundblazer trying to represent that 6P after 2, but DubKun ready with the revolver, with the bringer rather. And we're showing a lot of bringer, but Sound showing you can't be in the air against this ABBA if we're doing air-to-airs, because even revolver is not going to be strong enough against some of those install ABBA jump normals. And even that niche 2S that Soundblazer used a moment ago to get that counter hit. It's a button that sometimes you get hit with it and you're like, oh, that's right. They do have a very crazy niche anti-air there. And if, you know, I don't want to give it too much credit, but like, if you're representing that, if you're fishing for that, you're looking for that, you know that you have like something good off of it, right? You're ready to get really good Oki off of it, a really good combo, right? You're sick of people jumping on you. You're ready to recognize the situation, press that 2S, get the reward for pressing that 2S, and then potentially get your opponent to stop doing the thing, right? Like, maybe we'll see less bandit bringers here. Good stuff there from Sound is all I'm trying to say. DubKun starting it off. takes it to the corner, blocking out those key grabs. Sound gets a chance to get another string after. We all know that that key grab string is plus there. You FD it back out to try to get some distance away. Sound was doing a good job of layering those special cancels after to keep the pressure going, but DubKun running up with the 6P kept this ABBA in the corner so far the entirety of this match, this game. And catching Sound back dashing out of that corner. This is going to be a forced uninstall, so not the strongest wall break for that DubKun could have gotten there. Couldn't really set anything up. Also with it being the soft knockdown, couldn't really play that RPS, or rather Soundblazer caught with the 6S from DubKun there. Was ready to call out the backdash. Give me a pretty strong normal for that exact purpose. If someone's trying to do like a backdash there, someone's trying to get some distance away. Whiffing, unfortunately, Soundblazer trying to go for that follow-up attack. DubKun gets that throw. Soundblazer ready to keep the string going after regardless. This is a very strong character in the spaghetti, in the scramble. When it's flowing out of your pockets and it's piling up on the floor, ABBA's very good for the situation, but so is Soul. Potentially, right? You got some pretty good scramble buttons, those K normals, those P normals. You got that DP that DubKun just showed you a second ago. Trying to keep the pressure going. Sound only needs one more hit to close out the round and gets the chance to after that wire C. The Fafnir comes out. Sound showing you the power of that 4-framer. That quick 2P to try to get out of the situation. Nice. I like that. DubKun being a little more aggressive with both the DPs and the 6Ps to try to keep Soundblazer from just pressing buttons at you, right? Because these ABBAs, man, you only get to spend half the match in the Jealous Rage form in theory. But these ABBAs, bro, they play like they're super ABBA all the time. So you got to remind them, hey, you're in the same game as me. Amazing back throw punish there from DubKun on that block hop kick. FDing out this Soundblazer to get that distance back to try to get some hits in after. Sound getting back thrown on these hop kicks, probably saying, man, I didn't realize I could get punished there in that way. Gnarly timed jump in there from Sound. That jump in was nuts, dude. Amazingly timed. Wow. DubKun going for that gun flame. But Sound was already approaching you with that Jealous Rage. DubKun didn't have the luxury to go for a fireball. And how we living, guys? Firegate, first time chat. How you living? Thanks for coming in here. And thank you for that follow. I saw you followed. C words up here. Green's in here. Jeek, why are you infrared? I just realized that Green asked that. Sorry, Green. Okay. Man, these hop kicks, DubKun's been doing some awesome defense around them. Of course, blocking them in the first place, not getting frame trapped by them, not getting low crushed by them, and also ready to get the back throw punishes at times as well. Donzai forcing you to block there. If you over-represent that DP, Sound can make you hurt for it with that Donzai. But DubKun right here just pretty patient on our wake-ups as of late in this round. The 5K links in. Whoa! Yeah, that hit me, dude. What the fuck was that? You just PRC flew at him and then got the overhead after. That was... no. Oh my god! No way, dude! Oh my god. Y'all fucking see that, dude? Oh my god. Sorry, I feel like I've been moaning about that one so long. The next round is already halfway over. The burst comes out. To be fair, that was the first door super in this entire set. Soundblazer using that 50 tension to call out DubKun's projectile from the full screen. Gets the follow-up, has the 50 tension for the other super after. Gets the perfect, moves on to that top 8 in the Geekly Academy 24. Here we go.
Let's rock.
Guys, I'm trying to think of different things I can say when the match starts. I say, here we go, y'all. I say that all the time. I say, all right, everybody. What can I say? Is there something else I can say? Scatter with the massive raid, dog. Crazy timing, Scatter. Crazy timing. Let me type out this shout-out command. Guys, you're watching the Geekly Academy, number 24. So, bi-weekly beginner bracket for Guilty Gear Strive here in NA. Appreciate everybody coming in with Scatter's raid. Guys, if you haven't already followed Scatter, please show my man some love. You're looking at some strong players right now, guys. As you can see, bottom right side of the screen, this is a top 8 qualifier, but both of these players have gotten top 8 at the Geekly Academy before, so they both already have their Clash Reunion invites, but they're looking to get that graduation. Oh, holding that up, trying to show that fuzzy jump. Strong against blocking that 5D as well. Eclipse is the one dancing around you on each side, however. And there are going to be some violent rounds either way. It's either going to be Eclipse getting counter hit over and over again on that wake up, or it's going to be Sorrel getting blown up by some far slash punishes. I mean, look at this one. Okay, y'all, we're back. I'm still trying to workshop some of those other introductions, so you got to give me some. You got to give me some. I keep saying, hey, y'all, and hey, guys, and I need another thing. We're going on to game 2. Had a little bit of a connection sputter out for a second there. Did our due diligence, ran that connection test. Shouts to the players for calling it out, trying to get as best of a game as possible. So we decided to have one of the players host the room from this point forward, and we kept the score as is. So we're going to see if this is any better. Of course, I can't see the rollback or the MS on my side. My players can only tell me, right? So Eclipse being very explosive on that Slayer. And we're chipping back and forth, right? Both these players are scrambling on each side. Sorrel, she's a player with a very high APM. She's very quick on the screen, and you got to be on Millia if you're going for those best combos and the best setups. But Eclipse is also scrambling back too, using that 5P to fight out of the corner, but to their detriment, right? Because Sorrel kept the combo going, and while that red RC didn't give us the most flashy follow-up after, we got that OTG 2K, and then we got the meaty afterwards. We only need one more hit to take out this Eclipse, but it's going to be that empty flip fight. Pile bunker, red RC gets the same side with the Master's Hammer, and that's going to be enough to close out game 2. Eclipse with some really tricky stuff there. I know we all got hit. Damn, that's some crazy stuff from a beginner Slayer showing you in the corner. Here we go, guys. We're moving on to our game 3. And now that exact intro I just did is exactly what I'm trying to eliminate. Can y'all help me come up with another intro? Please. I keep doing the same one every time. Sorrel, she's looking really tough this round. Luckily, the 2D whiffed. Right, Eclipse got caught by the air hit on the disc, so the wall spot was high enough that Sorrel was able to whiff the 2D and get the winger afterwards. Damn, we all got hit by that one. And those are how those rounds are going to be sometimes. Sorrel is going to play really fast, really powerful, and get these perfects. Even if the rounds go a little bit longer, yeah, they're going longer, but you're still not blocking the stuff, right? Getting these counter hits. Eclipse is doing the right thing, trying to fight out, right? You can't just sit there and just try to perfectly block every single Millia mix. You got to be ready to press those fast normals, especially those 5Ps. Pulling up on you afterwards with that Mappa hunch. Sorrel, get some distance back because you are at kill percent against that Slayer if they have the string ready. The counter hit comes out. Needs only one more hit at this point, one more string to close it out. But no, it's going to be Sorrel with the S-Disc, gets the Artemis after, gets a game for herself.
And we got some Sorrel fans here in the chat. She said, hey, babe, there's this guy in your Discord, and I think his profile picture is an anime girl in front of the Twin Towers. And I'm like, oh, my God. If you know, you know. Game 4. Guys, and this is our last match to qualify for top 8. And this is the last academy that you can get your invite to the Clash reunion. Reminder that both of these players already have it. Their invites, rather, but they're trying to get to that graduation. Oh, that bite was tricky. Needs one more hit to close it out. You do have that universe buff after as well. But damn, at that point, that low HP, you had to start worrying about chip damage. So Sorrel with that counter hit looks good for her. Gets a lot of damage here on the Slayer. And Eclipse didn't have any chance yet to build up any tension, right? So we're whipping that Master's Hammer. Sorrel dancing in the air with the Capels, with the fall down JKs. Doing some cool shenanigans to fight back against Eclipse without necessarily having to be eye to eye with him, right? You're able to dance around the air, able to get the corner steal with the command fall. Turbo fall comes out for Sorrel. When you see those turbo falls in the corner, it's more than likely going to be that cross up. Eclipse got called out for it. It can be hard to react to unless you're specifically looking for it. Counter hitting with the JH. Sorrel dancing above you, coming down like a Predator missile, like an AC-130. Dancing on each side with these counter hit JHs. Eclipse. Whoa, Sorrel! Guys, that was actually cool. So, dude, Sorrel, close slash from Millia is a 2-hitter, right? Okay, we'll see the replay. Watch it. Watch him. Watching the replay. Hold on. No. Okay, yeah, there it was. Watch right here. Okay, one more time. Okay, it's subtle. It's subtle. Watch. Okay, she canceled. Okay, Millia close slash is a 2-hitter. She canceled the first hit into the command dash to get the winger after for the most damage, bro. That's crazy. That's some on-the-fly shit. You can just hold triangle there and get a second hit and get that measly little bit of damage. Wait, that means it's 2-2, right? Sorry, I never changed the score. Jeek, are you back on Bridget? No, I wouldn't say I'm back on Bridget. I mean, I think, I admittedly, Green, I haven't played. I was looking the other day. I was looking at my puddle farm. It's almost been a month since my last ranked game. So I've played since, like I've played like friendlies with people and stuff, and I've played both Leo and Bridget. But I wouldn't say I'm going back to one or the other or anything. I'm just playing the game. I've been playing a lot of 2XKO, but I also haven't 2XKO. I was on a work trip the past week, and 2XKO just came out with ranked and stuff. So like I that game is like moving so quick, and people are getting better so quick that I feel like I'm getting left behind. I haven't played for what, 5 days or something. All right, guys, we got a set on our hands. I keep saying all right, guys, on every single startup, though. I've done it for all 5 games of this set, and I'll more than certainly do it for the rest of the tournament. Unless, of course, y'all freaking help me stop. Help me come up with an intro, please. Okay, here we go. Sorrel climbing back, but she needs one more to take the set. Canceling into that command dash winger again. That Mirage cancel. Good block on the same side there from Eclipse. Not falling for all these tricks. Slayer deals the same cards at times that Millia does. So nice match there from Sorrel with the 2P. Just taking her turn back on Eclipse. Trying to be a little antsy with these dandy steps. Clash cancel with the 6P. Eclipse able to get the side correction with that pile bunker. Oh, dude. Oh my god, the timing of that was so unfortunate because I know Eclipse was going to burst if we had the chance to, but not only did it not kill, Eclipse didn't even get the chance to waste the burst, so Sorrel going down there, Eclipse has the burst in this round. It did go away pretty quickly though, and now this Millia is going to ladder combo you around. Eclipse is on set point trying to get to that top 8, but you got to get through Sorrel first. Counter hitting with 5H, using that red RC after, but because of that, we didn't have the craziest combo on that other side. We need one more hit to close it out, and Capel's going to be the one to do it, getting us a perfect last round. Trying to get to that winner's side. Both these players deserve it, but only one can get it. Eclipse playing very solid on the Slayer, but Sorrel climbing back with those last 2 games with this Millia, mixing you up, staying on you like a fly, and you can't swat it. Artemis, Red RC keeps the pressure going, but Eclipse keeps their burst. They have it still to be defensive with. It's going to be stealing the corner. Well-timed burst from Eclipse turns it into a corner situation, capitalizing with the universe bump, deals so much damage back, and now it's in a one-touch situation for either player. Tries to get the punish with the JH. Pile Bunker Red RC lines up, and Eclipse finishes Sorrel before she gets the burst. That's going to be the Slayer. Almost got reverse swept on, but clutched up at the end and moves on 3-2. Here we go, guys. It's going to be Soundblazer up against HariTime. I'm going to keep it 1 million, is that HariTime had an upset, or rather made an upset to get here on the winner's side of top 8. Beating Scary Larry, probably one of the favorites to win the whole bracket, also on ABBA. So now your next match right after is a very strong player, but another ABBA. You got to be feeling good about that one, right? Like you clearly did something right in that last set that was character specific. Maybe you can do it again. Maybe Sound plays much differently, and you know, maybe that won't manifest. We'll see. Either way, the backdash gets caught by that projectile. HariTime had already done so much damage to that HB bar, was ready to close it out. What's going on, Dr. Doom? I see you. This is our bi-weekly beginner bracket, so we got a lot of new bloods out here. Going to see if we can't fight against the best of those developing out here. Try to get some started with that Pine Berry, but the door comes out and Soundblazer keeps you in the corner. Good job blocking the overhead. HariTime catches you with that far slash. Now Sound just got their burst, but didn't get the chance to use it. Spends that burst. YRC gives you some distance back. Command dashes through the fireball. Soundblazer is really good at using that command dash. HariTime tries to keep something going with that Pine Berry, but YRC the Pine Berry not troll nowadays. Able to get some good distance away. Still trying to get the follow-up after. Soundblazer is fighting out of the corner with that quick normal. Couldn't chip out with the follow-up Rekka hit, but the 6P on the other side does do it. She was ready with the anti-air and gets rewarded with the round. HariTime getting counter hit here, or rather getting a counter hit. Sound is about to have her burst, spends it immediately with the tension as well to try to get the doors, but HariTime, very rare situation where you actually punish an ABBA doing door super. It was HariTime here to get a perfect in game 1 of this top 8. Dude, awesome stuff. I rarely ever see that super get punished, but of course HariTime was already so far up there in the air, ready to air dash right after using that. You know, we hadn't used that air action quite yet. Gets over, and it wasn't, you know, it wasn't an insane punish, but the fact you were able to get out of that door super, Sound wasn't able to keep things going. That's crazy. Okay, duel 2. Sound already aggressive, even in the baby ABBAs, using those jump normals to fight back against HariTime. Spends the burst but doesn't install right away. We're still in this baby ABBA with no burst, but also don't quite have that chance to fight with the install either. HariTime gonna cash out, just dealing as much damage as we can with that super ender. And I guess it does get you Oki after, right? Especially if you're gonna go for that raw Pine Berry on Soundblazer's wake up. Gets the cross up, the projectile meaty takes the round. HariTime looking really strong here. HariTime bursting back. Good command dashes there from Sound to get through these fireballs. It's a really hard. It's a hard call-out option, I guess, like by the definition of it. But I mean, even if you get hit, right? It's like, okay, like so what, right? I'm still building the Jealous Rage anyways. I'm still trying to call out your option. The doors this time connect the way I expected them to last time. HariTime wasn't able to get vertical enough, but hey, we're able to get that next hit. We're catching Soundblazer's backdash with 2H. HariTime may move on here on the winner's side after fighting not one ABBA, but 2 ABBAs. Now, the set isn't over yet, but with a 2-game lead, we're looking really strong. Soundblazer, she's doing some strong stuff here, man. Willing to spend that tension, trying to get that door super that keeps HariTime down, using a lot of very quick actions on the hop kicks, going into JR at optimal times. But HariTime's got some good defense, fighting back, forcing our own situations on the Elphelt. It's been strong stuff. HariTime not afraid to spend that burst right there. Sound getting the corner reverse on us. HariTime getting a counter hit. Sound feeling that pressure, tried to press to get out, but HariTime gets the counter hit. Counter hitting with the far slash. Sound in full JR, 50 tension. This isn't going to be a good situation for HariTime here. It is going to have to be a 2-touch, but it's a 2-touch through a hard knockdown, full JR ABBA. HariTime will get his burst here in a second and does spend it. We have tension, fucking PRC. Oh my God. Oh man. Anyways. Soundblazer gets that overhead after the key grab install and has already built up more tension to fight with. Connecting with super. HariTime's not afraid, because you may, yeah, let's say you're gonna have that Pine Berry in the near future. I'm learning a little bit about HariTime's how we like to set up that wake up pressure. Sound gets the install after that counter hit slash normal. HariTime just got his burst back, but didn't get the chance to spend it. Soundblazer coming alive here in this game 3. What's going on, Boomy? The Jeepy. What's going on, guys? Lori and Quill saying Sorrel collecting top 8s like Infinity Stones, like collecting like Pokemon cards, some of y'all. If you know, you know. Guys, both these players fighting out so strong here. HariTime has a lot to threaten this bracket with. If you can get up to that winner's final side on this Elphelt, that would definitely be a huge mix-up to what we thought this bracket was going to pan out to be. Scary Larry could have made it very far and still has that chance to. Soundblazer, another strong ABBA, the fight out with the best of them. You've seen Eclipse here earlier in the bracket. Sorrel was going to be coming up from that loser side. I'm not sure if she made it in or not. Point being that if HariTime gets up to this winner's final side, definitely adds a lot to the pot in terms of ways to mix things up on how it's going to unfold, so to speak. HariTime has all this tension already, and with the mix-up of just having all that tension, just the threat of it, rather, I should say, was getting the throw after. Sound, not a lot of opportunities to show off this ABBA in this game 4 because of how strong HariTime played, and it's going to be this Elphelt getting up to the winner's final side with a perfect. Hey, y'all. It's going to be WandererYoshi up against Eclipse. Now, what's cool about this matchup right here we're about to watch is that Eclipse, to qualify so far in this bracket, has been playing the Slayer, has gotten top 8 on the Slayer before as well. But if you know Eclipse, you know they also got a Johnny. They've played Johnny in top 8s in Geekly Academy before. This is, in my experience, I think, my first time seeing them swap, at least in their stream matches. So pulling up the Johnny for the Soul start. WandererYoshi, let's talk about WandererYoshi. Every time they've entered has gotten top 8. Very strong. I think our strongest Soul player in the Academy right now. And I mean, definitely the People's Champ, right? Very strong. I mean, we don't get a lot of Souls, period. when we do get them, they come up in here and they put on a show. Eclipse gets you picked up. And Senga for the wall break damage. Yoshi does have this burst. You may see it in this round, but Yoshi is, not quick to spending resources. I won't promise you nothing, but there could be a potential where WandererYoshi says, hey, look, if I get hit here, it's okay. I'm going to keep my burst because I have a round advantage already. I'm going to have another chance. We'll see if we even need to get that far, right? I mean, this card pop is going to look pretty good. Great delay tech there from Yoshi. Doesn't get punished on the bringer. Eclipse holding on to that burst for dear life. It's going to be the gold burst on the wake up. Yoshi couldn't get that meaty command grab. Oh my God. That round was nuts, dude. Okay, Yoshi at least is in a really good spot in the sense that we have a massive burst advantage. But man, Eclipse with a really good comeback in that last round. Oh, dude, that low finder there was actually bars. Catching on, whatever Yoshi went for there, approach-wise, was going to get called out by that low finder just a second ago. Eclipse, reversal, super, Yoshi pressing that close slash on your wake up. Yoshi in such a good spot though, right, guys? Gets that back throw again, Eclipse. I don't know what we went for this time, but Yoshi showing that back throw both times to great advantage. Able to close it out with that sweet spot Fafnir at the end. Yoshi gets game one, but we got a set on our hands. This is an awesome set right now. Dude, I love seeing Eclipse's Johnny. We'll have to see if we stick with it. We already saw the Slayer earlier today. And look at that. We're committing to the Johnny in this matchup. Great stuff there. I like that. I respect that. And honestly, I think that may be the right call. At the very least, it wasn't like Johnny was holding back Eclipse in that last round. In fact, that Johnny was enabling a lot of good decision making. Ooh. Oh man, the raw vortex like that, getting a counter hit doesn't bode well for Eclipse. The combo does drop there at the very end. Eclipse able to press out, goes for a stance cancel throw. Yoshi showing a lot of respect to those finders, and you should. And Eclipse is doing some nasty work, taking advantage of that. Bringer to try to get out of the corner, but the close slash was already buffered. Eclipse going to close out that round. Some of these characters in this game, man, they're privileged with that anti-air close slash. Eclipse is on that Johnny, and we all know. And the Slayer, actually. Eclipse loves those anti-air close slashes. Oh, okay. Yoshi mixing up those air approaches, right? This time it was the double jump normal. It was the JS on the way down instead of doing like the bringer. Doesn't have the tension to keep that revolver safe, so Eclipse doesn't get a huge punish, but enough to get our turn back. The vortex connecting. Yoshi was ready with the 5K, and in fact, using the Wild Assault as well. We have that one practiced out. Able to catch up for a hard knockdown as well. Amazing combo there from Yoshi. Heads up play. Willing to use that 5K. Linking with the Wild Assault after as well. Eclipse trying to get something started. The burst comes out with the PRC from Yoshi. Well timed. Dude, that is so crazy that Yoshi threw there. That's actually fucking nuts because Eclipse has woke up supered there every time on Yoshi's previous throws. And Eclipse at 100 meter there, bro. Yoshi got so lucky that throw connected. That's actually crazy. Oh my God! What just happened? What just happened? I don't even know. Oh my God. Okay, this game is fucking nuts, dude. Oh my God, this game is nuts, dude. This is what I love about Yoshi, man. Well, yeah, say what you want about Soul, Johnny, either of these players, bro. Say what you want. When Yoshi is in a game, they bring out the best in them, in themselves and who they're playing against. Like, dude, Eclipse's Johnny looks so fucking nuts right now because of how well we have to play around Yoshi, man. Oh, man. Dude, and that's my favorite thing about WandererYoshi, man. I'm not surprised that they're on the winner's side. They're a very strong player. They bring out the best in their opponents, but the best of your opponent may be enough to defeat you. Eclipse able to get a game on that Johnny, showing that the pick was correct, so to speak, at least so far. We're evened up. It's first to 3. Doesn't get a punish on that DP. We're getting a little scrambly here. Eclipse kind of relying a bit on those different angled misfinders to fight against Yoshi, but it didn't pay off. And in fact, Yoshi has this Wild Assault set up to keep the pressure going. Says, I'm never minus with that bringer. I have my Tyrant Rave right after. Not enough to kill, but is able to block out that super from Eclipse. Throws in the scramble. Yoshi gets the first round. Nice link with that 5K. You saw the same combo earlier. Yoshi bringing it out again. It's got its uses. They are varied, and Yoshi's got it practiced, so we're able to hit it out here. Eclipse has that card pop to stay advantageous. Yoshi has a lot of tension here. The play with Fafniring to approach a bit, using that 6S to possibly try to catch a backdash from Eclipse, but no, we stand our ground and it pays off. Has the tension for the hard knockdown, but both of these players are about to get their bursts back. So we'll see how that comes to unfold. Eclipse is going to have to burst if you get hit here, because you can't lose this round. We'll see how Yoshi spends their resources. Tries to get a burst bait. Gets a throw for Eclipse's patience on the wake up. Has to spend that burst. Yoshi stays aggressive. Doesn't have the tension for the mix necessarily. And because of that, Eclipse can reversal super to keep their time alive in this round. One more hit can take you out, but running you down the screen with these card pops. Yoshi blocking the low finer, doesn't get the punish with the overhead one, and it's gonna be a far slash in the scramble, bro. Yoshi, all we had to do was just press triangle there at the very end, but Eclipse just trying to pick you apart with those angled finers, man. But those angle ups have been with him here in the neutral of the screen, right? We're trying to go for a punish with that bringer. You saw it earlier when Eclipse went to punish a DP, but there it's just not connecting. All right, I'm adding your next players, guys. I hope you don't mind me doing this every once in a while. Just make sure the bracket goes. Okay, all right. Nice burst from both players already. This has been a quick round. Yoshi definitely wants to stay on the winner's side, and you're going to be able to if you can take out Eclipse just one more game. And Eclipse coming to life here a little bit. Of course, we lost that last game, but we already showed that Johnny is strong. We know this matchup, and we're able to tussle with Yoshi quite a bit. But Yoshi is starting to take advantage of us in the latter half of this set. We're getting some good counter hits. We're getting good times to find these punishes, like where you saw that back throw that started this situation off in the first place. So Yoshi is definitely getting stronger in time. Eclipse is on a timer here to get. Oh, actually, I mean, I say that, but you're going to have to bring it to the game 5 if you're going to win this entire set. You're going to have to run it down to the wire to the very end. Yoshi, in this very close situation, does get the burst from Eclipse and tried to do maybe a stance dash forward, but Yoshi was ready with the far slash. So gets Eclipse's burst and gets the round. It's looking good for them as they're on set point. Counter hit Vortex looking good for Yoshi. Gets that awesome wall bounce combo. A lot of tension, doesn't spend it quite yet. It's going to have it ready for the mix here. Eclipse still fighting in this set. Still on top of you with that 6K. In the corner, going for these throws, trying to get the burst away from Yoshi, who also has their tension. It's going to be on the bringer Red RC, but Eclipse will get their burst here in a second. But the burst gets baited. PRC comes out, and Yoshi moves on the winner's side. 3-1. Awesome stuff from this Johnny from Eclipse, but Yoshi moves on. Or rather, you drop a set here. You know what I'm trying to say. And it's going to be Scary Larry up against DubKun. Scary Larry has made these loser runs before from this exact point and has gotten very far, getting up to these grand final resets even just last week. And this time we're going to see if we can do it again. It's going to be up against DubKun. who was a very old-time entrant of the Geekly Academy, but had never gotten top 8 before. But here they are in top 8 of the Geekly Academy 24. So, dude, that's growth. Awesome stuff. But you're going to have to get through Scary Larry, DubKun. You're going to learn today. This ABBA has been up in that grand final spot a couple times now, and they're going to try to do it again here. So you're going to have to be on your A game. One round so far goes to Scary Larry. DubKun fighting back here, though. Oh, wait, and something I'm just now realizing, guys, didn't DubKun already have to play against Soundblazer, was it? Let me go back and double check the bracket. Yes, that's right. DubKun already had to play against Soundblazer earlier, so this could potentially be a double Luigi to the ABBA, which would be unfortunate, but hey, at least it shows a very obvious thing to work on in your game plan is the ABBA matchup, if so, right? Or this could be your chance to redeem yourself. Say, hey, look, I've already been thinking about some things. I'm already ready to try some new options. I'm already ready to try some new defensive options. And you've already had a game to do so, but Scary Larry was the winner of that one. And it is a first to 3, so there's some time on the clock, right? You're going to have to, whatever you had the privilege of learning in the past like 30 minutes after fighting Soundblazer, you're going to have to try to implement now against Scary Larry. All right. Here we go, guys. Appreciate everybody being patient and cool and stuff, and everybody having a good time just watching the bracket. I know I've been having fun running this one. Definitely been a fun one so far. There's a lot on the line, a lot of players who I'm rooting for. Well, you know, there's no one I'm ever rooting against. And that came out weird. Point is that I'm really excited about the matches we have and the possibilities of how this one ends. You know, is what I'm trying to get at. I'm rooting for y'all. Good luck. And we're here in game 2 already. Larry, very strongly here, gonna get a lot of damage against DubKun. I love that the B or C slowdown lets you get the follow-up after Scary Larry pressing that backdash in the corner. The force uninstall comes out, and Larry not in an amazing spot right here, but a really good string lets us keep our JR building up. DubKun is very low here. Larry, even in baby ABBA form, could possibly get enough damage to close out a round in a string. At this point, anything would do it, even chip damage, so you got to be careful about those special moves. It's going to be Larry with just the threat of the chip, catching you, clipping with the 2K to get that first round of game 2. Counter hit gets rewarded with a burst back. DubKun needs to build up some tension here if we're going to get some any red RC or PRC mix. Until then, Larry is JR'd up in this corner, but in the face of Soul Bad Guy himself, finds a chance to fight out of the corner, goes for a safe route to uninstall and then reinstall after as the Oki. Nice routing here from Larry. There's a lot to think about on this character ABBA if you're playing her at the best of her ability like someone like Scary would be doing right now. This is some crazy work. DubKun trying to fight out of the corner, doesn't get the chance to yet. Will have some tension here on the other side, but not enough for that Roman cancel. Won't probably have another burst this round either. Scary Larry uses those guard crush frames to keep it going. Try to get some fast RC mix there. Larry going wild style over there, right? Oh my God, my man was trying to get something started with that fast RC. He probably got a setup that I just need to see in another situation. Trying to go for that overhead right away. Maybe a fast RC like forward or something. Like up and forward. I don't know. That was a weird one. Trying to go for the instant overhead. I see what you're doing. Cool attempt. DubKun over here saying, okay, look. I need to figure something out, right? The data I got from my previous set and from what I'm going to be doing here against Larry, I need to turn it on quick because Larry's starting to feel confident, right? Larry's going for Danzai first hit fast RC overhead, right? Like Like, Larry's going for some shit now. So my man's getting comfortable here, feeling pretty good about his chances. DubKun's going to have to come alive here on the other side. We got the tension built up under Scary Larry's JR. Oki tried to go for the double overhead, but the YRC gets rewarded with Larry in the corner. That JR is spilling out. We're trying to fight to get our turn back, and the fast RC overhead connects. Nice fast RC again to go into an uninstall, reinstall. We're taking it down the screen. DP doesn't get punished yet. It's going to be the same side. I got hit by that one. Fast RC to close it out. Not enough to kill. DubKun just got burst. Can't spend it. That's Laryl. That's Laryl right there. DubKun showing you that strong soul, keeping you here in this corner, trying to threat out an option from Larry going for the whip punish after. We're dancing around with that JR. Larry feeling pretty good despite not having that tension after, so DubKun's in a good spot. We have our tension back. We're going to go for some tick throw mix. The reversal of that force uninstall. Let's just see what DubKun is representing, and with that close slash, Larry goes for the insult. The 2D doesn't connect, but the Donzai anti-air linking into the 5K after. Larry with some cool routes. DubKun gonna have to fight back here if we're staying in this set. Larry with that fast RC will have positive bonus churning here. Ooh, try to go for the empty hop low. The first one didn't connect, but the second one kept the pressure going, and in the scramble gets the throw. Larry moving on 3-0. Strong stuff to DubKun, but the ABBA moves on. Still down here on that loser's side. We still haven't figured out all of our 7th place finishers. And now you got Robin, you got Sorrel. I think this is Robin's first time getting a top 8 here in the Jeep League. So, pats on backs. Big shouts to Robin. Sorrel has gotten a top 8 before. She's won some other brackets before as well. At this point, it's just about when she's going to graduate this academy. Already got that class reunion invite, but Robin going to newly join you there. By the way, that one's over on October 4th, 2 weeks from now. Man, down to the wire. Oh my God, Sorrel ready with the tech on the ground. Robin gets crossed up, dashing back over, keeps the combo going. Sorrel on a sliver is still able to win that round. Awesome stuff. Facilitated by how close it got because of Robin's strong play on that Giovanna. Sorrel gets that S-disc link into the close slash. A very strong change for Millia in that latest patch. Six-P whiff right there. The counter hit 5H comes out. I think that's Sorrel's weakness. If I can backseat a little bit, her APM is too high. Willing to press on the situations where these Giovannas are going to dog kick you back. Options like that one. Wait, Sorrel played against Robin. Didn't Sorrel play against a Giovanna earlier today too? Am I crazy? Hold on, it's kind of clicking now. Who did Sorrel play against? A Slayer? Okay, never mind. I'm just making that up entirely. For some reason, I thought Sorrel played against a Giovanna at some point. Got you with that 6P rather. That's a popular route right there for Sorrel. It's going to be that cross-up mix in the corner, the Capel, to keep it going after. Catching Robin pressing on the wake-up. The close slash gets Sorrel a perfect. Dude, Guilty Gear is so cool. Yeah, I think this is Robin's first time in top 8. No, it's not. Whoops. I don't know her last time top 8ing, but apparently she already has. So everything I said about that, ignore it. Man, Sorrel with a really strong last round, right? Getting that perfect. Robin still being aggressive on the round start. And staggering our buttons a lot. And it's paying off because Sorrel is willing to press, but unfortunately we didn't stagger them enough to get that round right there. Counter hitting on that 5H. Robin really finding a weakness here on Sorrel's end, willing to press that 2P maybe a little too liberally. So Robin can check you with those dog kick delays, with the Shave dog kick delays, with the 5Hs for the counter hits as well. Just simply like staggering buttons out like 5Ks and 2Ks and stuff. It's probably going to pay off for Robin a bit here. Of course, when we're on defense, Sorrel's running this, cross up, same side, 4-way pressure. That's where we're really thriving, right? We have the tension right here to get the kill. It's going to be going to Sorrel getting a perfect. And honestly, man, the perfects flooding in like that, it's just a sign of the matchup and that Robin can't really press out of those H-Disc situations. And Sorrel is just so strong in representing and mixing them up a bit here against Robin. Nice job blocking that first cross-up, but Sorrel still gets the strung-in hit after to get the next follow-up. The burst gets blocked. Sorrel without a huge punish at first, then gets the Set Them Voices combo, which looked clean, by the way, gets her game 2. They keep moving on this loser side of the bracket, man. Or at the very least, we still need one more to get to that spot. But Robin, bring us to this last round, man. I don't know. I'm feeling good about this Robin. If we're just able to keep that pressure up and keep the stagger hits coming out, especially if you're committing to that 5H, you got the combo after counter hit 5H on Giovanna. That's a lot of damage after if you can route it very well. So if you're just trying to bait out those counter hits with that 5H on Sorrel over and over again, this your meaty, close slash, stagger 5H, you'd probably be in a really good spot. Look at that. Dude. Am I fucking wrong? Am I wrong? But Sorrel right there was ready with the burst. Nice job blocking the cross-up. I mean, blocking all that, to be fair. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my. Dude, that was a weird one. That was a same-side one a second ago, that JH right there from Sorrel. Dude, my God. Yeah, we got to take our turn back. Yeah, Sorrel was just having way too much fun, just mixing you left and right. Even if you were blocking it, it was still the Sorrel show over there. Robin had to find a chance to mash out, and at this point, any trade will kill you, or just the raw Capel hit. Sorrel on set point. Gets the counter hit, rewards her with an H-Disc to start off. I'm adding your next players, guys, as you're watching this one. It's been fun so far. Hopefully we can see some more love over here from Robin. She's got Sorrel in the corner. The FDs buy us some time, and Sorrel is able to dash out of that corner. Nice link after with that counter hit jump normal. Robin gets rewarded with the corner pressure. Pressing after that JH gets blocked. Sorrel maybe going through the wall here. Does have her tension on the other side. Both players, in fact, completely juiced to the gills on that meter. Robin spends the burst first. Sorrel uses that BRC to slow things down and punishes Robin, pressing those low normals on the ground. That 2K to 2D with the JH. Not enough to kill. Robin has the Tatsu super, has 100 tension, spends it on the puzzle block on that air super. The JH from the other side of the screen. Robin gets hit by that one, clipped. She's going to be going out of this bracket. Sorrel's going to be moving on. Here we go, guys. It's going to be Eclipse up against Scary Larry. Eclipse showing us that Johnny previously, but also fighting out in the Slayer. Scary Larry, of course, an ABBA enjoyer, an ABBA respecter. And we got another ABBA respecter in the bracket, but the one we're talking about right now is this Scary Larry. One of the favorites to get there throughout the whole bracket. And I'm not saying it to, to throw salt in the wound or to beat a dead horse or nothing. I just got to remind y'all, like, that this is a very strong player. Definitely very powerful, very capable of winning this bracket. Showed us before that they can take it to the very end. But they're going to have to get through someone like Eclipse, who very powerful player, always top 8s here when we enter, and on multiple characters. We've seen the Johnny earlier today. You saw the Slayer earlier today. So we have other tools in our pocket ready to fight against these ABBAs. And we've been seeing the ABBAs all night, right? We've been seeing them in our pools. If you're not fighting against Scary Larry, you're fighting against Soundblazer, right? So there is an ABBA out there for you in your path at some point. Winners, losers, and they're gonna be strong, man. And Larry's looking pretty strong right here. Tried to get that burst bait, but actually jumped over to the other side and unburst baited it. We unburst baited it. Eclipse, well timed, able to burst out of that situation. And dude, that was crazy right there. Eclipse canceling not canceling, but instead not committing to a dandy step follow-up, just pulling up on Larry using the screen freeze to our advantage. That was a really cool situation. Unfortunately, it didn't reward Eclipse with the end of the round, and Larry was able to close it out despite it getting pretty close there for a second. Did get pretty close there for a second. Oh, dude, we are so good on ads, by the way. Holy fuck. I just realized, like, we're, like, totally good on ads. Like, I don't think we need to run another ad for the rest of this. I probably need to run, like a 30-second ad later. Like, before Grand Finals, but we're good now. Dude, this is going to be a good one, man. So, guys, to remind you what's on the line, guys, this is the last Jeep League Academy that you can enter in top 8 before you can get invited to our Jeep League Clash reunion. It's an invitational that counts up the last 8 academies. This is the last one before we do that invitational. So, I mean, I'm pleased to say that we were able to get some new additions. Not a whole lot of new additions, though, and I think that's just a result of how often we run these brackets. Bi-weekly is still pretty often. And there aren't that many graduates. Only one can graduate per bracket. And tonight we have, what, 30 entrants? So, you know, that's not a very high conversion rate. But in terms of standout players that been up there multiple times, have threatened that possibility of getting that graduation, we have quite a few here in this top 8. And, you know, I won't say any names. I'll let you go ahead and look back at their previous results and kind of, you know, put 2 and 2 together. So we'll see who makes it out tonight. Larry already getting up there before, has one game on the board, trying to get past Eclipse, and we did so through the Slayer to get that first game, but now we're fighting that Johnny, and I really like Eclipse's Johnny. I think it's a very strong pick. I think Eclipse is really strong on the Johnny in general, but it's just that these are very powerful players we're up against, right? Larry, you know, able to convert into these JR states, able to get these air-to-air combos, able to hit you with some nice FRC neutral skip situations. Can make you hurt in the neutral. Can make you hurt on your life bar. Look pretty strong in some of these games. Moving on to our, you know, potentially our last game, where Larry is looking really strong. Larry also possibly setting up something kind of funny in the bracket. If Larry wins here, then they'll have to play against Soundblazer or Sorrel. Sorrel, Scary Larry is probably a rematch, surely, of a previous bracket. No way they haven't seen each other at this point. Oh, wait, Larry and Sorrel in the same group, I think. So, actually, so at that point, it would be a team kill. So it's either going to be a team kill for Scary Larry, a team kill situation, or it would be a ABBA mirror situation. But that's, you know, that depends on Eclipse here. That depends on this Johnny. So at this point, we're locked in with Scary Larry up 2 games. We can't swap off of this Johnny again. This is what we're going to stay on to try to keep our tournament life. Spending the burst, and I actually like that burst right there because you're in a really great spot. Larry's in a weird spot with the burst. I mean, until, of course, we spent on that blue wall assault, which was a great option. You know, it wasn't really a great as a defensive mechanic at that point, but if you're saving it to be offensive with, then it pays off. I like that Eclipse using that stance cancel to just get a really close slash on the Larry and is rewarded with the round win. Awesome play. Now, we did have to spend that burst. Larry does still have his burst, but at a weird spot, right? You're sitting here down around with your burst. You can, of course, use it with that blue wall assault, use it for mix like you saw in the last round. So Larry's got options, and right now, has quite a few to use. We already got a lot of damage against Eclipse, trying to get something started. The Gold Burst comes out, going for that immediate door super. Eclipse blocks it out, blocks the low after as well, but here come more doors. Eclipse able to block it out. Or not able to block it out, I should say. Larry doesn't go for the big finisher on the first combo. In fact, goes for a reset and then gets the finisher, going to this full JR. Any bit of mix will do it at this point, unless, of course, Eclipse actually spent the burst. Eclipse, you got to go ahead and take this round out then, homie. Larry with a decent amount of tension still. That blood, that JR is spilling down. The throw animation allows us to get that force uninstall. The guard crush lets us stay in Larry's face, but a good mash out. Man, Eclipse spending that burst, but doesn't punish you too bad in the end, right? Because look how much you were able to build up before coming to this situation. But you are still down that round, and in fact, you built back up Larry's burst. So some weird stuff happening there in the meter economy of the match, and I think that's something that's cool about this these players, right? We're in a beginner bracket, of course, but we're so far up in the beginner bracket here in the top 8 where there's a lot on the line here that we're making those decisions. Those decisions are mattering a lot more. It's not just as simple as just blocking a wake up or like baiting the reversal. It's, am I using my resources well here? Am I being defensive in the right ways? Should I be spending my burst or my tension? Should I be spending anything at all? Right? Those are like cool different decisions that you have to make at the higher level of this game that these players are doing right here in this beginner bracket. Eclipse making so many of them correctly that we were able to get the game 3. We're still fighting in this set, but it was down to the wire, man. Now, that was only just a game. It wasn't the whole set, of course. You're going to have to keep fighting it out. Jeek, I got a pee, so wait for me. Oop, I mean Jeek. How do you mess that up? How do you mess that up? The Abamir run back is prophesied by Daisuke himself. Wait, it is a run back? Oh, that's right. You guys did the mirror last week. Sorry, guys, I'm reading the Twitch chat right now. If you're watching the VOD, YouTube, YouTube. Guys, if you haven't already subbed to the channel, I'd really appreciate it if you did. If you're watching over on the VOD channel right now, it's probably because you're already subbed. If not, I'd really appreciate it. And that's where we have all those videos. But you can check us out live at twitch.tv/itsjeek, where you can actually see these matches happening live every other Saturday. That's what we're doing right now, man. We're hanging out in the chat, we're reading the chat, we're having fun. People are doing this live. This is real time we're taking out of our days to play Guilty Gear Strive. These players love the game. They want to play. They want to get better at it. They want to do well, and they want to have accolades to show for it. So they sign up for these brackets, and they spend their time, and I really appreciate them doing that. Larry, very commonly coming out here. Both these players, Larry and Eclipse, both commonly entering these brackets. Awesome stuff that they've been doing. Larry on set point here, trying to keep moving on through the bracket. Definitely wants to keep this ABBA moving forward, wants to try to get to that grand final spot again. We have to see if they can do it. They're going to have to get through Eclipse playing this Johnny first, who still has the burst, by the way, can still be defensive or use it on that orange wild assault. It did get hit in this recent patch, but it still does what it does for Johnny. Still gets those whiff punishes. Eclipse trying to get that tension built up. It's Enzanga hits. Larry didn't get a chance to burst there. Still has it on the other side, though. I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing some bursts from these players. Yeah, Larry feeling the heat there. No JR, but just didn't want to lose the round. Was willing to spend the burst, but unfortunately for you, Eclipse was willing to capitalize. Has his own burst. Now has an advantage here in terms of meter. Of course, it is still set point for Larry. The 2H connects. Eclipse right here. Patient. Doesn't spend the burst yet, and unfortunately didn't get the chance to spend it before Larry got the install and the positive bonus. This ABBA's in a really good spot with just 50 tension and install. Eclipse is going to have to be tricky here. Does have the burst. The red RC goes for the bait. Eclipse burst, dude! Fucking burst! Eclipse, goddamn! Eclipse burst, my god! Okay, the finer guard crush comes out. Oh, the trade hit. Awesome stuff. I like how Larry's using that hop kick as RPS. Eclipse. Oh my god, Eclipse! No way. No way. No way. Finally, no way. No way we finally doing it. And Larry was ready. No, no, no! All right, guys. Guilty Gear Strive, you know what it is. It's the Geekly Academy. This game is so awesome. We got Sorrel up against Soundblazer. Now, on the other side of the bracket, if you're watching live or watching the whole VOD, you know that Scary Larry just got their spot up in the loser semifinals. So the winner of this one has to fight up against Scary Larry. Scary Larry is an ABBA that is part of Rushdown Resort. So there's a fun thing that can happen here where there can be either a team kill if Sorrel wins, or a team kill potential if Sorrel wins, or it could be an ABBA mirror if Soundblazer wins. So if that helps you stay committed or motivated for one player or the other to win, then there you go. I just spilled the beans on that one, lined up the context of why this match matters. Now I'll tell you some more. Soundblazer consistently top 8 as of late on that ABBA, got their top 8 qualifier for the Clash Reunion, so they're sitting pretty. Sorrel, of course, already getting that as well a couple weeks ago, but playing very well in some other online brackets rather in the scene. So she's been pretty strong on this Millia as of late. Definitely a very fast grinder. Soundblazer showing this ABBA playing since the early days, right? Sound, I think single digits he used to play in Academy. So awesome stuff, that showing that support all that time. And I mean, look at that. I mean, that's what ours look like. ABBA with a really strong game one here. Soundblazer looking hot, trying to stay on the loser side, stay alive at least, to try to get up and get that run back. Another interesting thing about that ABBA mirror is that it would be a run back, by the way, of just last week where these players, Soundblazer and Scary Larry, were on stream. So there's a lot on the line depending on who wins this one. To be clear, after this one, we're going up to winners finals, so gonna have to let that one cook for a minute. And from what I understand, both these players, they don't have any secondaries, so we won't see any swapping. We're locked in, committed into these characters, the time we put into them, and navigating the matchup as best as we can. I like how Sound is RPSing on our turn takebacks, right? You know, we did so with the 6P. You know, we fished around with the hop kick. Pretty committal options, so we'll see if Sorrel starts pressing that 2D, maybe some 2K after, showing some of those mid-screen lows against Soundblazer. We'll have to see. Of course, the hop kick, however, low crushing, right? So that's a bit of that RPS after, right? Are you going to 2K or 2D to try to get past that 6P, or at the fear of getting hop kick right back if you're just pressing that far slash or not? It's going to be the overhead in that JR that gets this combo for Soundblazer. Sorrel is fine in asterisks here on the other side, right? She's about to get her tension here, but it's going to be in the face of the doors. Soundblazer has their own JR, still high enough to get the kill. Sorrel will have her burst here in this round. Let's see if we get a chance to use the Sound. Already got that first game. Looking pretty strong here on this ABBA, but that S-Disc link in the close slash tool showing you that new Millia routing. Very heads up damage here from this Pixie character. Laddering you into the corner as well. Oh my god, that was a manual delay first off to keep that combo going in the first place with that JK. And then using that turbo fall to get the meaty cross up. Awesome delay setup there from Sorrel. Soundblazer on a little bit of HP here, spending that burst. Sorrel gets another chance to get out of that corner. Sound doesn't build up that tension for the super hard knockdown, but does so much damage despite that. Sorrel needs one more hit to stay in this round. Can she get it with this 50 tension? Starts blocking there to see if Sound wants to spend that door super. Unfortunately there, Sorrel spent RC, recognized that Sound was in the middle of an animation, but that was an off the ground animation. It was the hop kick, so there was nothing to grab there. That was what Sorrel selected, and then she has to unfortunately, it's going to send her down that game. Soundblazer up 2 games here. We'll see what we have. Duel 1. Let's rock. Game 3. Soundblazer's up 2. Gonna see if we can close this one out 3-0, or if Sorrel is going to turn up the heat against this ABBA. Sorrel gets a lot of XP against this character in theory, but this XP raw doesn't equal wins, right? The way these matchups play out, the way the different players play these characters, right? Maybe you play against your two buds and they play ABBA and you know how they play and you can do pretty well against them. You don't know how Sound plays, right? So I think these players have had opportunities to see each other in the past, if not in this bracket, in others. There may be some information there as well. Sorrel has her attention here, about 100 of it now that positive bonus cranked up for that long. I don't even know. Unfortunately, didn't get that red RC canceled there, but we got the mix after, and Sound wasn't able to block it out. Sorrel looking really good in this game 3. Remember, Sorrel almost had a reverse sweep situation previously against another opponent in the same bracket, so Sorrel is definitely a player with a lot of stamina. We'll see if she can, bring it back here against Soundblazer. Can Soundblazer keep that pressure up? It's going to be the 2H blocked in the air. Sorrel was good at using that fuzzy jump to try to get away from Soundblazer. We're grounded here. It's going to be the run up 2K, but the YRC gets us a chance to breathe. Fishing with that 2S. Soundblazer trying to get an anti-air, but Sorrel not taking the bait. Gets the JH to fight out of the corner. The YRC pushing her back. Nice counter hit on the other side. Soundblazer caught in the startup of a move to try to keep this Millia in the corner. Using that 2S pretty liberally, trying to get a good hit into a install, but Sorrel not taking the bait. And I respect the use of that button, right? Because the way that Millia comes down on you from above is very vertical. So the 2S to try to knock that back is pretty smart. We're going to finish that Rekka sequence to get the last hit we need to clear out that round. We're on set point for Soundblazer, who wants to try to get to that ABBA mirror / run back match. Sorrel wants to show you how strong this Millia is that she's been working on these past couple months. She's definitely a very strong player, one of the best up here in this top 8. She wants to keep trying to move on to that grand final spot potentially and show you even more of how strong this Millia is. And we're getting there in this round, man. We're crossing up. We're getting Soundblazer wall spy here. We will have our burst to play with. 50 attention already spent on that PRC as well. Still trying to fish for that 2S. Maybe would see a gold burst or a blue burst to buy some distance here in the near future. But Sound going to actually get the burst from Sorrel first. Gets the bait still. Commits to it. So we don't get the crazy punish, but at least we have the corner sequence still. Sound with no tension to keep the pressure going. Sorrel gets the punish with the air dash JH. Nice whiff punish. Getting game 3 here.
Slap.
Sorrel is a Millia player. She uses whiff punish JH to beat her opponents. Soundblazer is on the ABBA. Soundblazer is up 2-1 on the ABBA, trying to win this set so they can get to loser semifinals. If Soundblazer wins this set, Soundblazer will have to fight against Scary Larry in loser semifinals in an ABBA mirror / run back. What is this bit? Okay, thank you. Thank you, Angel, for saying anything. You pulled me out of it. I was stuck in a curse. Okay, here we go, guys. Soundblazer said, "You just unlocked my true form." And then now we're in the second health bar of Soundblazer. Sorrel going to have to learn these new mechanics. The door super connects. It's going to be the same side for a perfect Soundblazer threatening this tournament life of Sorrel. If you lose this one, you're getting knocked out of the bracket, homie. It will be a 5th place, which is pretty commendable here in this bracket, but that means you're not graduating, and Soundblazer is going to keep fighting for that spot. Dealing a lot of damage here in that JR. Sorrel will have her burst here in a second, and there it is. It's getting popped. Sound ready with the doors. Ready with the doors. PRC. Okay, now I'm plus 4,000. Good to see the startup of that air move. I didn't realize it was JH, to be honest. Sorrel gets you mixed up with that one. It's going to be the bad move, but no tension to keep it going after she will have 50 meter here in a second if she can get a chance to get one more hit. Sound has that tension to play with as well for Mix. Trying to get in. It's going to be the overhead after the hop kick PRC. Soundblazer moving on 3-1. But Millia, Sorrel, put on a good show.
Here we go, guys. Winners finals of the Geekly Academy 24. You have HariTime fighting up against WandererYoshi. HariTime. Very strong. Oh my god. We're not doing the back throws on the Pineberry already, dude. It's round 1, dude. Oh, we're not DPing the Rekka here on the round 1. Okay, so here's some interesting things about both these players, okay? Yoshi is going to get reversal supered every time. But WandererYoshi is going to go for the command grabs, or it's going to go for the meaty 6S's that try to catch backdash as well, like the OS a bit. It's going to stagger close slash. They will get reversal supered every time HariTime selects it, okay? That's just going to be the nature of the beast. However, WandererYoshi doing that jump back throw on the Pineberry earlier and already DPing out of the Rekka sequence, I'm excited to see how we're going to RPS here on defense, because if you aren't playing the layer 1 Elphelt defense against HariTime, he's going to run you over, dude. He's going to run you over, take you out back. So you got to be able to play the layer 1. WandererYoshi DPing through, getting a punish for it. HariTime getting thrown back here. Not using that super. Oh, Yoshi actually went for a stutter there, possibly trying to bait it. And this time we're only running up. We did not press a button, surely. Yeah, nice. Doesn't get the punish, however, though. Puts us ourselves in a good spot to make a little Build-A-Bear combo. That was pretty sick. Trying to keep that one going. Trying to bait the reversal super, but no, it was actually the BRC. Guys, my analysis of how you're going to play doesn't work if the stream is unmuted. So if HariTime isn't reversal supering now and WandererYoshi is like intentionally baiting it, that's crazy. Or maybe if I give them some more credit, they already came into this matchup understanding that. Or they've already put it together. I don't know. Yoshi has 50 tension to fight with. In fact, a lot more than that. Red RC is going to be all you need, though, to close this one out. Red RC confirming it, but it was down to that last round, right? Good stuff there from Yoshi. When Soundblazer saying, yo, by the way, Jeek. Okay, am I boned? I played in the first. It was the first? I knew it was single digits. It was really the first? That's actually kind of sick. Yeah, I was on comms earlier, and I was like, yeah, Sound played in one of the OG ones. I think single digits, because I didn't remember like which one. But if it was the first one, that's insane. I'm just reading the Twitch chat right now, y'all. Of course, we're watching HariTime and Yoshi up here. Yoshi getting that first game. But it was down to the last round. Oh, dude, Sound, that's so sweet. Actually, your YouTube ad is the only reason I started GBST tournaments in the first place. Sound, I'll tell you the truth, homie. So first off, thank you very much. It's very kind for you to say. I wish I was still making videos like that, because they're fun. Unfortunately, it's a lot of time and commitment to run these brackets, and just to interact in the scene is a very large commitment. Like just talking to people and learning about the new players and watching other brackets and shit it takes a lot of time. So it's I just haven't really been creative like that. But I will say that when I read messages like yours, it gives me that itch. Like I'm like, oh man, I need to like get creative like that again and start doing things like that again. Because one, they're really fun to make, and two, they work clearly, right? So appreciate you. And the video I'm thinking of, that's the one that Anchor helped me make too. That's like the wireframe one. That was a really cool video in general. Big shouts to Anchor for helping me with that one. HariTime getting out of the corner. Man, I'm doing all that talking, all that yapping right now. HariTime about to get a game on the board, man. With that red RC to close it out. 6H is going to be all you need to finish out this game too. WandererYoshi, very strong on the soul. And I keep saying the people's champ. I just throw that. I throw that around maybe a little too lightly. Oh, whoa! Something I didn't even notice without watching the replay back was how that projectile interacted with the bandit bringer. Yoshi probably did not expect that situation at all. HariTime just capitalizing on it, getting out of that corner. And Jeek, remember, I'm here because of the switched up trailer. Yeah, I know that, Angel. Angel, I know. You're our switched up homie. And the switched up trailer was also a very fun project. Switched Up was a very fun project. Trust me, I didn't forget about Switched Up, Angel. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I did not forget about it, though. Trust me. Yeah, I see Kate Craver in the chat. How's everybody doing? I got a little yappy there. Look at this. Yoshi. I got to give Yoshi... Oh, my Lord. Oh, my Lord. I got to give Yoshi some more credit, right? Because I was saying that Yoshi was going to get hit by this reversal supers every time. Hasn't been hit by one of them. In fact, he's been able to block out all of them, blocking that Rekka sequence as well. Red RC keeps that one going. I like how we just held off on that 6H for a second and tried to see if Yoshi wanted to try to commit with a reversal option or a button or something. But no, we actually are going to go on the other side with that 50 tension. The Lariat's going to stay on top of you. Do we burst? Yoshi spends the burst. All we need is one more hit to close it out. It's going to be the bringer, Red RC. Oh, my God. Threading the needle on that air special move. Awesome stuff there. Yoshi feeling good about that one, but you did have to spend your burst, right? So you're not out scot-free. You did lose that resource. All you got to do is keep this HariTime down, and there it is. Awesome job there from HariTime, looking for a good angle to use that reversal super on. Pays off against Yoshi, who did get a back throw, kept this Elphelt in the corner regardless. HariTime trying to fight out with these projectiles, man. It's paying off, clipping you with the 2H, about to build up the tension. Dude, HariTime built it up in perfect timing. Not enough to kill, though. Yoshi still has tension to fight with. We're doing those jumps, those jump bringers. Oh, the overhead connects. Only one more hit to take it. But nice jump air throw there from Yoshi, seeing the situation with that BRC slowdown. Is it going to be throw? Is it just going to be a straight hit? It's going to be the bringer. Man, what a close game right there for HariTime and Yoshi. The Soul is going to be the one getting that game free, but dude, those rounds were going down to the wire each and every time. And here we go. Hey, we got fans of every player here at this point, guys. So just know that everyone, there was someone rooting for you at some point. Both of y'all. When you're watching this VOD back. Good throw there from Yoshi. Able to, I mean, I got to give it to Yoshi, is not crumbling to the face of that Pineberry pressure. I think HariTime is really good at, if someone is weak to Pineberry, HariTime is good at taking advantage of that. But Yoshi just has not made it easy, right? I will say that HariTime's been able to get out some of these Rekka hits, you know, about 50% of the time, which I think is, I think that's on odds, but always willing to use that tension after to deal as much damage as we can. BRC slowing down the situation. HariTime likes using that chain shift on Wake Up to see what their opponent is going to represent, and it pays off as HariTime gets this round against Yoshi and has the burst advantage too, so we're in a pretty good spot. Yoshi gets that stray vortex hit. All of these souls in the bracket, man, with these vortex combos, these stray vortex hits, have been dealing a lot of damage. It's going to be that deep run-in into the throw where Yoshi is able to deal some damage. Another stray vortex hit, but this time we have the tension to back it up. It's going to be that run-up Tyrant Raid. Not enough to kill, though. Elphelt still in the pixel. She's a thick girl, man. I mean, look at her. God damn. It's going to be the air throw. Dude, Yoshi with a really strong run-up air throw now on set point. So many strong air throws in this set in general. I think that was like the third or fourth one in this set alone. Yeah, you can't give that gap away, but there's the reversal on the wake up. Yoshi felt like it was our turn too soon, and you can't let, HariTime's not going to let you get comfortable with that. And, oh, try to go for another air throw, but instead just got the block instead. HariTime looking pretty good this round. All we need is one more good hit into a red RC to close it out. Come on, can we get it? HariTime
HariTime, come on. Can we get it? BRC to slow things down. The counter hit close slash. We got the combo after. Whew. Okay. This is an interesting match, y'all.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Okay, so let my next players know that I'm ready for them as HariTime already has gotten that burst away from Yoshi. Those Pine Berries are not effective. Yoshi is too good at the anti-Pine Berry play, but HariTime has since adapted, able to convert off of these other hits, off of these 2Hs, off of these red RC confirms, using that projectile to an advantage. But Yoshi finds that vortex, that stray hit that HariTime felt like we had to spend that burst if we wanted to stay alive. Yoshi able to get another though, keeps the Elphelt in the corner, and with 100 tension, this run-up Tyrant Rave is going to hurt. HariTime on the other side with that hard knockdown still does have options to spend, but probably just didn't get the input in time on the wake up super. Couldn't get the 100 tension to come out. Unfortunately, going down, Yoshi, feeling pretty good about that one, is on set point, trying to get to that grand final spot. Yoshi has burst as well, trying to bait a reversal option from HariTime or a button on the wake up. Yoshi, look at that. Look how much respect the HariTime has earned off of those couple supers on that wake up. Yoshi catches you with that frame trap with the Fafnir. It's going to be the wild throw, red RC. Immediate burst. HariTime still alive here, using the projectiles to keep you down. The burst comes out from Yoshi. Projectile clashing with the gunflame, landing in a weird projectile right there. YRC to get some distance back, but there was a gap. The Rekka gets called out by the SVV. WandererYoshi moves on to grand finals. Here we go, y'all. This is going to be a fun one. It's going to be a mirror match between Soundblazer and Scary Larry. Now, Soundblazer is on what color do I call that, guys? Red? I'm gonna call that one red, I guess. And then we'll call Scary Larry's purple. Is that gonna be enough for you guys to know who's who? Okay, here we go. And if not, then fuck it. Here we go. Soundblazer, she's going to be on that red ABBA fighting against Scary Larry. Not only is this, of course, a mirror match for the, uninitiated. This is, in fact, two of the same character on the screen. Not only is it that, it is a run back from last week's Academy. These players already fought in this mirror match. I forgot exactly where in the bracket. The chat's going to have to tell me, but they're doing this run back. So we'll see. Nice stuff here from Larry, keeping Soundblazer in the corner. Now, the cool thing about this, right, is that a lot of fighting against ABBA is RPSing a bit with her very oppressive special moves when she's in JR state. There are ways to interact with them on block and ways to contest them at times. But now, not only are you going to have to represent that on defense, you know that your opponent knows that. So there's already a layer deep that we're on at this point, to where if you don't play ABBA like myself, you may not even be seeing some of this stuff. Goes for that install into the door super, well timed, right? That door super only gets as strong as it is if you are installed. So great routing there from Soundblazer. She gets a counter hit, confirms it into the Rekka sequence, taking out Scary Larry in a very close game one. Now, the round advantage was still in Soundblazer's favor, I believe there, yeah, but still felt so close down to the wire. I mean, literally one more hit on either player's side would have done it, and Larry did have the meter, but Larry doesn't go for the door super there because, of course, when you're in that baby ABBA form, it's a lot weaker of an option unless you're using it very specifically. Of course, you can do like, you can do like hop kick PRC overhead shenanigans, which both of these players have represented in this very bracket, but you're going to have to get another chance to do that in a latter game. with Soundblazer already having an advantage. Is the replay audio a new thing? Oh, wait, you should not be hearing the replay audio. If you hear the replay audio, that's because I fucked it up. So if you're hearing that, that's because I messed it up, and I'm just now finding that out, and that makes me sad. So hopefully it wasn't like that the whole day, because that sucks. We do hear it. That blows. I'm going to keep it a million. That blows. I'm going to have to fix that. Okay. Hopefully that hasn't been the whole night. I know it has been. Let me focus on this set, huh? Scary Larry, of course, still playing very strong in this ABBA mirror. Is down a game, but was able to take that first round. Both players already spending a lot of resources through their burst, but we're building it back up here. Good blocks there. The single hit 2H into the overhead. Scary Larry was able to block both and block it again. Getting out of the corner, Soundblazer, she's pressing that 5P, trying to just get something started, but Larry in some good spacing is staying away from you. Blazer blocking that low, the fast RCs and the blue wild assaults from Larry staying on top of you though. The 2D does clip, doesn't keep the combo going, but we got the door super to stay hella plus. And Sound gets, oh my dude. So here's the thing, right? I'm used to watching ABBA matchups, and the ABBA, when she gets the hit, she starts blowing people up, right? They crumple on defense. Very rarely do you get to see how well, or rather how strong good ABBA defense is, right? And both these players have it. Scary Larry's blocking out all of these attempts from Soundblazer. Soundblazer is getting chances to block them out and then fighting out of the corner. And look, now she's about to come back. She's getting this round. Awesome stuff. We're jumping. We're getting away from that low mix. It's going to be the far. Did the far slash catch Larry's landing recovery? I don't know. Nice routing here. Unfortunately, couldn't get that low follow-up there at the end. Using that 5P. You see the Soundblazer. She's not scared to use that quick normal to fight back against Scary Larry. Uninstalling here, we got two baby ABBAs on the screen, but it's Soundblazer who gets the chance to fight back first. Scary Larry goes for this fast RC routing to install into a meaty Donzai. Soundblazer, oh, unfortunate stuff here. We'll catch it back on the replay. Some weird stuff happened with those Roman cancels there, and I'm not sure exactly off the top of my head what that was. I'm not trying to overanalyze it or nothing, but let's see here. Soundblazer needing to uninstall the PRC there, probably thinking that we were going to have a chance to fight back. Oh, let me fix the replay audio. There we go. Okay. Okay, so I fixed the replay audio. Man, this stream sucks, dude. This stream is dog shit, dude. Oh my god. Okay, here we go. Game 3. Oh, there. Okay, finally. Yeah, I mean, the overhead's got to hit eventually, man. Scary Larry got... Your defense can't be that good, but the tick throws are coming out. That was a big change to this new ABBA. Being able to get those throws without wasting, quote-unquote, your JR animation. But it's going to be the red RC to clean up that last combo. Soundblazer, she very quickly taking this first round of Game 3. Oh my god. Nice. Oh, dude. Oh my god. Dude, Larry getting thrown once says, okay, that's right. I'm going to have to look for those delay texts. Okay, damn it. Okay, and then one connects. God damn it. My point going to be that Scary Larry's like already making that change, right? Like, okay, I got to be willing to show this on defense also. Oh my god. We're so quick we couldn't even get the lineup after. Of course, it was a weird one, right? You knew that you were going to get hit, but the doors were also going to hit. That's probably a very niche combo. That's probably a very niche combo, if even a combo potential. The Gold Burst comes out. That was a weird situation, right? Because, like, how are you going to punish that when the doors come out? Not enough to kill, but the same side connects, and it's going to be the overhead meaty to close it out here for Soundblazer. Got a little spaghetti there in those last interactions. Okay, should be hearing no audio on the replays now. Man, why did you stop me, man? How long was the audio playing, man? Oh, when was that? Damn, was that still pools? Oh, man, when I hit that button. What's good, Jeek? What's going on, Gavin? How you living, homie? Gavin, you're playing Happy Chaos now? That's crazy. You thought it was fine? Oh, okay. So if it wasn't bad, then no big deal. Here we go, guys. SQ in a week. Are you excited? Gavin, I am so excited. I'm not very prepared, like, for, like, my play. But I'm excited to, like, go and meet everybody and, like, hang out and help out with the event and stuff. So I'm really excited for that. So, like, my play, like I don't even know if I plan on practicing very much next week. I kind of want to keep playing 2XKO, to be honest with you. I'm not even really thinking too much about Strive at the moment. Outside of hosting, of course, which I have a lot of fun doing. Sorry, guys. Larry trying to get some hits here. It's going to be that throw. Okay, so Larry in the pressure situation saying, hey, I got thrown a bit in that last round, that last game. I'm willing to show you back that throw as well. I don't just have to worry about teching the throws. I can worry about layering them in my pressure like I'm going to do right now. Look at that. Larry's just going to get a very confident run-up throw again. Soundblazer spends that Gold Burst on the wake-up, but the doors come out, catching the command dash. I love that 2K to stay OTG to give you something there. You can't get a combo. Well, at least you can get that OTG to keep that pressure going. But Soundblazer, she's able to fight back out. Despite being low HP, despite being down this round, she's going to keep fighting, but not for long, as Scary Larry gets us to the game 5, cleaning it up there. No, guys, I didn't register for 2XKO. I did. I messaged Gummy and I was like, hey, I totally would if you'd let me. And she's like, no. Like, okay. Maybe, like, someone gave me an idea where they were like, hey, maybe just find someone who's playing solo and then just join them as a duo. And I'm like, oh my God, that's a really good idea. But I don't know anyone like that, so. I gotta go, but good luck, Hari. You got this. I reg, but I don't want it low key. Sheesh. Gavin, maybe we talk about that. Gavin, would you rather have the mystery bracket? Gavin, do you have the mystery bracket? Because I'll trade you. I'll give you my mystery bracket, and then you can, no? Oh, okay, never mind. All right, here we go, guys. Game 5. We're watching a really cool matchup, right? Because both these players are very strong. I've said it multiple times tonight that I think that Scary Larry is probably one of the next players to graduate. We'll have to see. It could still be tonight. But Soundblazer, she's a very strong ABBA. Pointed out to me, actually, that her first academy actually was the first academy. Academy 1, way back in the day. So, very big shouts to Soundblazer. Awesome stuff that she's still out here playing, showing up on this ABBA, trying to be one of the best. And, I mean, look, I mean, she's speaking for herself right here through her gameplay, right? On set point, trying to knock Scary Larry out of this bracket. If you do get knocked out here, you get knocked out at 4th place. That's very respectable in my opinion, but 4th place isn't first. And first is where you graduate, so definitely trying to get up to that spot. Great combo here from Sound. Oh my God. That combo was nuts. Oh my God, Sound. Going to be that, what is that, 4 overheads? Look at this defense from Scary, but you can't block forever. Does get clipped by one of those overheads, uses that first to get another chance here. Soundblazer, she has her meter, but Scary Larry gets the punish with that 2K. Going to go into our own install. It's going to be the Danzai. You have the meter to keep yourself safe. Doesn't have to spend it. Sound doesn't get her punish. It's going to be that raw hop kick. Now we have the meter, but we don't have any install. Going to FD back here. The force uninstall comes out. Both of these are baby Abbas, bro. Can we get a hit as baby Abba goes into the raw install? Danzai calling out the hop kick from Larry. Soundblazer, she's going to be moving on, but awesome set from these two. Well, earlier in this very bracket, Soundblazer lost the HariTime at the start in the winner's side. And it was a close set, 3-1 in HariTime's favor. So we'll have to see if HariTime can do it again against Sound here to get that run back up here in Grand Finals. That's what we're fighting for here. Minimum is 3rd place, but winning here gets you in that Grand Final spot, can get you to that graduation. HariTime has a pretty good position here against Soundblazer. Able to call out that reversal super with the Pineberry Vest combination. Doesn't get enough to get the last hit to kill, and Soundblazer gets a chance to play here. She's building back up her own burst, but not enough to kill. HariTime able to finish his food there with the projectile, closing out the first round of this set. The overhead gets blocked, so the 5H ends it. We keep trying to keep the combo going. HariTime maybe pressing 6P or something. Soundblazer able to get the counter hit though, and she sends this Elphelt through the wall. 50 tension install. Door comes out, but the Pineberry was already started, so it's going to be that same side mix. HariTime spending burst there. Has the 50 tension to fight with also, but didn't get the chance to spend it. The projectile gets beat up by Donzion, and we couldn't keep the combo going. Full JR, basically full JR. Soundblazer gets the hit into the pickup after. Couldn't keep it going. The 2H unfortunately with him. HariTime still taking a lot of damage though. Soundblazer able to fix those combos quickly. And that kind of speed is going to help you in this clutch situation, right? When there's a lot on the line here in some of these later sets in the bracket, if you lose, you made it this far, but you still got to go home, right? That's a lot of pressure. Soundblazer making decisions so quickly, HariTime doesn't have chance to think about both. Now that works both ways, however. If HariTime can get some of these stray Pineberries, start getting some of these Rekkas that connect, catching you with those lariats, catching you with some ill-timed jump-ins with these projectiles, then HariTime can do the same thing back to you, can start making Soundblazer feel some of that pressure. But she's already been knocked down by this Elphelt earlier in this very bracket. She's already had a chance to reflect on what could have possibly went wrong, what could you have changed. Maybe not even expecting that we would have gotten this run back in the same bracket, but here we are. Sound has a chance to get to that Grand Finals if she can show off what she learned in this very hour, reflecting on that loss. And very strong start from her, able to get the first game and get this first round.
Duel 2. Let's rock.
Oh, reacted maybe too late to what we wanted the RPS with against Pineberry, so we got called out by it regardless. HariTime couldn't keep that counter hit combo going, but did get an American reset. That's a, oh! What to say, but I think that's enough to kill. In hindsight, maybe it wasn't even close, huh? That was definitely killing. But that's HariTime getting a round back. I mean, Soundblazer had a really strong start to this game, and HariTime getting that round back. Hey, you can't be whiffing in my face when I got 50 tension, homie. You can't be taking your turn back when I got 50 tension, because I will reversal super you. Now I'm Pineberry to each side 3 times, motherfucker. You got to block. Soundblazer. She felt a moment of reprieve, was able to go for that install, but not until HariTime got that next pickup. And dude, isn't that exactly what I said? HariTime is not giving Soundblazer the chance to think about both the pressure of the match, and also you got an Elphelt jumping at you with Pineberries on each side, gonna double jump projectile. Look, HariTime just jumping in the air and pressing JS. That is a strong strategy here. Soundblazer blocking those projectiles, getting chipped out, not getting a chance to get into that JR state, and then, okay, I guess I'll jump in. HariTime putting up the wall like that, that is some strong play, man. Get a hit here. Sound, she does have her tension here. But HariTime isn't going to give you the chance to spend it. Dude, I wonder if HariTime was actually trying to route around Wake Up YRC or Wake Up Super there with that jump back projectile and ended up OSing covering both. Sound, whoa, that was tricky. Was that a cross up there in the corner? No shot. You came back this round. Oh my God. Dude, what an insane finish screen and everything. Holy shit. That was nuts. Oh my God. That was a clip, bro. Door super come out. You're close to the wall too. Yeah. Guaranteed wall break damage. Hard knockdown. HariTime won't have his tension to spend here. You got to build it first. I mean, we are building it. The projectiles are coming out. That 2H does get whiff punish. Soundblazer isn't able to finish her food, so to speak. We're able to burst to get some distance back and just enough time to line up that 2S after. I think it was Sound earlier in this tournament got a nice combo off of 2S, or maybe it was Scary Larry. Point is that the Abbas were adding me in the Discord, showing me what the hitbox is of it. That 2S is a hell of a button, man. There it is right there. And Sound is trying to get up into that grand final spot, y'all. Abba 2S's upper body invuln. I think that's what they were showing me. Yeah, Deku. You have to look at Dust Loop to confirm. I'm scrolling up in the Discord chat to see. Someone added me. I don't see it. You'll have to check on the Dust Loop to double check, but I think that's what I remember. Looking right now, Sound is going out of install. She routed into the uninstall, and HariTime is trying to get a hit, man, but we're getting knocked down, and Soundblazer is looping this pressure on our wake up over and over. Routing into that 2H there to get the splat. Sound has super to spend, but oh, whoa, that was tricky right there with the PRC. Holy moly. Maybe trying to do a specific call out there, but HariTime just simply with the Pine Berry that we love pressing there. Gets out. That super that was predicting was going to be very strong against WandererYoshi ended up being very strong now that HariTime down here on this loser's side is using it against these opponents that possibly weren't ready for it. Whoa, that was a really cool combo, and the reason being that Sound was already airborne, so HariTime was able to keep it going despite that verticality, right? Like, sometimes you can not be able to go for those combos depending on how high up your opponent is, but HariTime was able to string it all together despite that. Breaking the wall here, has 50 tension and a lot of JR to fight with. It's going to be the door, but HariTime also goes... I think these trade. Oh, okay, so Sound was still plus, but not plus enough to get the meaty after. HariTime able to fight back out here with the mash! No shot! We lost the same way in that round with that jump projectile. Soundblazer with the run-up 2S, definitely used to that exact option here in the matchup. HariTime got to make that adaptation that Sound is catching on to, or we're going to see this ABBA up in the grand finals. HariTime trying to get out of this situation, but the key grab comes out. Sound gets this string continued. Nice counter hit, weaved into the command dash special cancel as well, so we get that close slash after. Sound has some awesome routes here. The full JR in our back pocket, but HariTime is the one getting that Pine Berry hit into the vest. What are you going to do about it? The corner gets stolen. Couldn't get the combo picked back up after, and the doors are out. PRC to make it plus $1 billion. Gets the overhead to connect, but HariTime gets the burst to be safe. 2 momentum forward. Now the force on install has you in the corner. Sound needs one more hit, but HariTime gets the close slash to punish your landing recovery. The Pine Berry gets you on the other side. Soundblazer blocking it out, but gets the mash in the gap. HariTime goes down as Soundblazer moves on. 3-1 to grand finals. We're up in grand finals of the Geekly Academy, and I'm going to keep it a buck. When I saw who entered, I didn't realize it was going to be these 2 players, but I'm happy about the timeline we're on right now. One thing that makes this a little more interesting is WandererYoshi got here this far on the Soul, but is starting off in grand finals on the bike. And of course, on the winner's side, you have that privilege that you have a little more leeway to fight back with whereas Soundblazer, she's been making the loser's run of the lifetime. She's going to have to win 2 sets if she's going to graduate out of the G3 Academy today. WandererYoshi is the first one to get this wall break super. Soundblazer does have her install, but it's going to go away just in time for the safe jump. Doesn't have any meter to play with. WandererYoshi looking good this round, but the HP is getting low. Soundblazer with that straight hit. We pressed! Oh, but the F... Oh. Okay, awesome stuff there from Yoshi. I think we pressed, but then we were able to FD cancel our press, or maybe I'm just mistaken on the animations. Point is that we did block it out there for a second. Soundblazer was able to take the round. Yoshi with some interesting routing there. Gonna keep this ABBA in the corner. That the Tommy gets blocked out, but too overzealous rather, on that 6P gets called out by Yoshi. Getting counter hit by the Donzai because Sound gets it on the meaty. And we got some Yoshi fans out here, man. We got fans of both players, I'd say. And how fitting, right? WandererYoshi, a very recent entrant to the Academy. Soundblazer back since Academy 1. It's cool. It's awesome. And both these players, because they're in the top 8, have already earned their invite to that Clash Reunion Invitational on October 4th, 2 weeks from now. But who's also going to graduate from the bracket? Yoshi only needs one more hit to Red RC to take this round. Did we press? I think we may be able to dash block. That's what came out there. Great stuff. Able to bait that reversal super. Soundblazer gets game 1. She only needs 5 more here. And Yoshi committing to the Biken, which I find interesting. Definitely feeling pretty good and confident about that pick. I think the Biken is pretty good. Excuse me. Is pretty good, especially in this matchup where like Soul kind of has to like run at the ABBA a little bit more than you maybe want to, right? Where Biken can kind of tether you away, can Tommy you away, can do a little bit of zoning. You got a projectile super to play with as well. You got some cool stuff that you can do on the Biken that you probably can't really do on the Soul. And I think Biken's approach maybe a little bit more linear than Soul's. But like I said, you don't really have to. You can kind of wait for them to come to you. They're going to have to be the one to build up their JR, get that mix when they get in. You can't just press 2K for free, especially if WandererYoshi has 50 tension. Strong stuff, man. Ooh, the BRC slows things down so we can figure out what we want to do with the situation. It's going to be that Giovanna on the other side to be able to bait the burst as well. Soundblazer tried to do that YRC after not much of a punish came out, but it whiffed. A lot of spaghetti on the screen. I'm going to keep it a million with y'all, but Soundblazer able to make things a little more stable after getting that overhead. Now, we dropped our combo, but hey, the pressure is on. I believe that you're thinking about a lot, right? You're up here in that grand finals. Yeah, you're up a game, but this is a strong play right here, WandererYoshi. You don't want to let them take any more rounds or any more situations. You want to try to get out of this match as fast as possible. The overhead connects. We're able to close up the rounds. Whoa, great answer to the cross-up Johnson. Soundblazer showing you that 2S, and she's been ready with that 2S in most matchups tonight as a very niche but strong anti-air. Oh, that's a nice whiff punish there on the missed guard cancel. Door super from downtown. That means we get our pressure after, and it's a simple tick throw. Soundblazer up 2-0 now. We'll have to see if Yoshi commits to this Biken further or if we pull out the Soul. But you're in a weird spot here where you can start trying to make that climb back, that trek back up to try to get 3 games here to win this whole grand final set. But let's say you get up to that game 5 in the first grand final set, and Soundblazer is able to actually close it out. Now you're resetting after a lot of stamina was spent potentially. It can be a weird situation. So I wonder if you stick to the bike in here, just play it out, just see, okay, well, what more information can I get? Maybe I can steal a game on the bike in or something, and then commit to swapping to the soul if there is potentially a grand final reset. But that's me talking like I know the future. We still got a couple more games before we can say for certain. Nice. Oh my lord, that was a weird one. Was that a close slash on the other side to beat Johnson? That was a weird one. Soundblazer teching the throw. Yoshi blocking out in this corner a bit, but you can't block forever. Goes for the install after we got that respect from the key grab. The overhead connects. The tension's on the side of Yoshi. Soundblazer has some as well, and also has that JR, but just simply lines up the close slash as an anti-air. Good block there on that Johnson. I mean, Yoshi's getting very liberal with it. About to use it again, but Soundblazer was able to get that trade in the air. Dude, Yoshi taking a lot of damage there. Able to jump away from Soundblazer trying to go for that throw, but the BRC slowdown meant we couldn't really get a punish after. Sound had that 50 tension, spends the door. They always do. The ABBA's no bounds. It's going to be that uninstall, reinstall. Soundblazer cleans up this match, but not until WandererYoshi gets that back throw first. It's the same side, but it does get blocked. Soundblazer guesses correctly. YRC buys some distance back. The S tether made it weird, and the far slash connects. Soundblazer going to reset the bracket. Epic gamer time. Here we go, guys. Y'all, if I can shill some stuff before we get too far into this grand finals real quick, exclamation point YouTube. This is where this one's going to be uploaded, as well as all of our other videos. If you guys haven't subbed yet, please do. If you're watching this one, you're having fun watching it, please leave that sub. We really appreciate y'all. You're watching the Geekly Academy. Number 24, we're trying to qualify. Well, we already qualified by getting the top 8 for that Clash reunion in 2 weeks from now, but now we're trying to just graduate from the academy, earn the privilege of not being able to enter anymore because we're just that damn good. Soundblazer, she entered the first ever Geekly Academy ever way back in the day. You guys remember when that was? Damn, was that this year? Holy moly. But it's going to be up against WandererYoshi now. WandererYoshi, a recent entrant here in the Geekly Academy. Always showing up on this soul, showing us the Biken as well. Very strong player. Definitely don't want to be in their path if you're entering this one and trying to get very far. Because I mean, look at this. We're up here in grand finals. Sound trying to graduate here on this ABBA though. Already resetting the bracket. Needs only a couple more games to do so. WandererYoshi still has the 3 games to win as well. If we can just secure that grand finals. Going for the gun flame, but ill-timed. Soundblazer was ready with her 50 tension for that door super. It can be very strong at just getting yourself in after a burst situation post defensive mechanic, or it can be a simple whiff punish. Spending that door super to get in the first place, Yoshi had that burst, but Soundblazer said, "Dare you try to play the game again?" I'm ready for it. Soundblazer said, "I'm in phase 3 right now." The health bar disappeared. You got the final item, and then the floor started rumbling. And then fucking... And then the choir started... We're in phase 3. Do you guys... Can you tell what bit I'm doing right now? Anyone know what the fuck I'm talking about? Anyone got the stream unmuted still? Here we go, guys. Soundblazer trying to get a hit. WandererYoshi going back to the Biken. Trying out that soul, but saying, hey, it doesn't feel very good right now. I'm going to try to go back, swap it back, and see what I can do about this Biken matchup. I think we have some strong ideas on the side of WandererYoshi, but Soundblazer out here on her main, on this ABBA, has been taking advantage of this Biken a little bit, taking rather. Able to get a parry, able to slow down the Soundblazer a bit. I think that's going to help us out. Isn't that what I was saying about Soundblazer versus Scary Larry earlier? Was that Scary Larry, Soundblazer, they were very quick at just making choices fast, right? And, you know, right, wrong, whatever, you're making WandererYoshi think a mile a minute. That's what Soundblazer's doing right here. Nice round right there from Yoshi, cleaning it up and able to keep our burst as well. Always feels good to win a close round like that, but able to be on top defensive mechanic-wise. It rewards Yoshi with this good string here, and we may be able to get an early wall break also if we can round into it, but no, Sound's going to get that wake-up blue burst to get some time to play. Yoshi has to spend our burst back once we're in that corner. We're blocking it out. We have that 2K after the YRC. Let Sound get that follow-up afterwards. The overhead is getting blocked, but Yoshi instead spending a YRC instead of getting a traditional punish. Trying to get some distance. H-Cab connects. Oh no, the Yozansen actually got canceled early on landing. But hey, pays off. WandererYoshi still able to get that game. Finally getting our first game here in this grand finals. Slowing things down a bit, and reminder, you only need to get to 3 wins if you're going to close out this set. You still have the potential to swapping back to the soul if God forbid you lose another game here. You say, okay, well, I still have that soul in my back pocket, I guess, just in case. But now we're locked in on that Biken. Soundblazer, she doesn't have that privilege of being able to swap around to other characters, but maybe she doesn't need it, right? She's already been doing so well on this ABBA. You can't always get the perfect 6-0, right? If you're going to win this whole thing, you can't always get the perfect 6-0. So maybe you drop a game to WandererYoshi's Biken, and then you just lock it in. You realize what you did wrong, and then you enable it immediately. We'll have to see if that's what she does here. WandererYoshi going for the whiff throw, rather going for the throw and it whiffs, and Soundblazer making you hurt afterwards because of that. Oh, wow. Selecting 2K there actually was smart because WandererYoshi did a PRC back to possibly call out a throw attempt from Soundblazer, but no, it was a normal, so it connected, and Soundblazer actually got the wall break and the round because of it. Awesome stuff. Very vertical hitbox of Yozansen connects to take Soundblazer around the screen with these tatamis bouncing you up and down, man. Catching you as a frame trap as well. You can't be pressing into those tatami mats. Yoshi, especially when that tether applied, going to make those tatami hits hurt a lot more than you'd expect. Key grab into install. We got rid of the tether. Yoshi has so much resource to play with, though. You may see even just like a reversal super into PRC worst case, but no, we're stealing the corner into throw. Yoshi delays the burst. Smart stuff. Immediate wake-up super there from Soundblazer, and we have tension from WandererYoshi, rather. Oh, nice stuff. Oh, man. Yeah, I was holding my breath because I didn't want them to drop it. You know, no bias or anything, but just would have been unfortunate to see them drop it. But no, Yoshi just said, fuck it. I got a big-ass 6H I'm going to hit you with instead. Oh, nice. May have been a delay tech situation, but ended up turning out to a throw. The S tether does get blown off by the burst, but you get that defensive mechanic away from this ABBA. She's building up her tension, though. Soundblazer, she's getting overheads as well with those fast PRCs. She's got some really strong nicks. I'm definitely going to get hit. I know y'all are also. WandererYoshi trying to get some started with that run up, but held forward too long. The door super connects. BRC slows things down, and it pays off. Look at that. WandererYoshi was able to line up that combo still, regardless of that first whiff, and was able to keep ABBA in the corner, but to just delay the inevitable, a Soundblazer with that YRC and the S tether rebound gets a follow-up hit and puts herself up to only needing one more game to graduate the Geekly Academy. And you guys know what would be insane about this? Either player wins this, and it would be a new character graduating the Academy. I've never had a Biken or an ABBA graduate from Geekly Academy before. So it could be either of these first players, doing that for Biken or the ABBA. And with WandererYoshi staying on this Biken, we're committing for the rest of the set. And it's been a strong Biken. I like WandererYoshi's Biken. Soundblazer, however, on this ABBA is just so very powerful. Wants to graduate so badly. But these throws have been paying off for WandererYoshi. They've been connecting. No real text from the side of Soundblazer. In fact, we're getting counter hit on these frame trap situations quite a bit. With the Tommy, with just delay far slash as well. Soundblazer has been a little too antsy maybe to take their turn back, and I don't blame them because look how low both players' HP is. Any chip will do it. The trade benefits Soundblazer here, I think. Yeah. Set point for the ABBA. Grand Finals reset. Soundblazer with a crazy loser's run has made it all the way up here to fight WandererYoshi on the Biken. Tries to go for that super, but the burst keeps us on this side of the wall. We had a rough start this round, but only need to finish this round to win the whole tournament. The Johansson doesn't connect. We get a counter hit on the landing recovery. Lets us install into that throw. Nice back throw there from WandererYoshi, probably going for the delay tech. The uninstall lets us see, in theory, lets us see what side WandererYoshi was on. I still couldn't tell with that mix-up. HCAP connects, Fast RC closes out the round. Still, tournament point for Soundblazer right here. But WandererYoshi has been getting stronger on this Viking by the minute against his opponents tonight. Look at that. We're trying to be very patient here in the corner, but Soundblazer gets that counter hit far slash. Installing into the overhead. We linked into this super. WandererYoshi is not in a great spot, but he's came back from worse. We'll have to see. Soundblazer, unfortunately, getting the run up 6 speed, maybe a misinput there. So Soundblazer getting far slash back. We air dash, getting called out by the door super. Soundblazer loves using that 50 tension. The burst comes out. WandererYoshi gets Soundblazer holding up there. Holding no block at all, in fact. Soundblazer gets the force. Uninstall the gun super whiffs. But we get the follow-up to us. Soundblazer so patient with this burst. She doesn't want to waste it. She wants to wait for the best time. Now the Tommy gets blocked out. The S tether scoops you in. And Sound was ready to RPS with that 6P, earning her the Jeekly Academy 24 graduation from the loser side of the bracket. Big shout outs to this ABBA. Guys, check out the Jeekly every Friday, 8 p.m. EST with a minimum $50 prize pool. Check out the Jeekly Academy and start picking a bracket for students of the game. And check us out offline at Token MTG in Edgewater, Maryland, Thursdays, 7 p.m. EST. I'm Jeek. You guys have a great rest of your weekend. Peace out.